Salem Crossing, Meadowview Healthcare, McAllister Land Consulting.
Also brought to you by Salem Speedway, Washington County Tire, Schneck Hospital, Papa John's of Salem, City of Salem Parks Department, and Marshall Monument.
And we are back for this Week 11 matchup between your Salem Lions and the City Marksmen. And Zach and I have made the trip down to Tell City tonight to call the game for you guys back at home. And Zach, we had a pretty good trip down.
Yeah, it was a good trip. Ate some good food. But yeah, Salem's getting ready to go against an unfamiliar foe.
Yeah, we'll talk about that a little bit more in depth here in our pregame show. But we're sitting out here. It's a chilly Friday night. At home, it's right after 7 o'clock. At Tell City, we're right after 6 o'clock for this 6:30 Central, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time kickoff tonight. And Tell City looks like they've got some numbers out there.
Yeah, it's a good crowd, good turnout for the team. Salem's, for the distance, we have a good crowd for how far of a drive it is. And
yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say, is the Salem fans are piling in. It was about an hour and a half drive here from Salem. Right down 35 to 64, down 37, straight into Tell City. Now, one thing I want to mention here, Zach, is that we are not at Tell City High School.
No, we're just down the road, is kind of how I would describe it, wouldn't you?
Yep, we're a stone's throw away from Tell City High School down here at Legion's Field is what their football stadium's called, and it's, it's kind of what you think of when you think of Southern Indiana high school football.
Yes, I would agree with you there, Brandon.
It's a little kind of a rustic-looking stadium, bathrooms are all concrete walls and everything, and Tell City's dressed like a, kind of a rustic football team out here.
Yes, and I expect some rustic, hard-nosed football.
Yeah, it seems, from what we understand, it looks like Tell City does play some hard-nosed, kind of straight-over-your-face football. Let's see how Salem can contain that tonight.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me, from what I understand, kind of like North Harrison in a way.
Yep, and we did stop North Harrison pretty well in Week 1, but obviously based on the North Harrison season results, they turned their season around. But we do have good experience this year playing an offense kind of like this.
Yes, we do, and you got to give credit to North Harrison. They really turned their season around after Week 1. And as you know, we'll get into it a little bit, but as you know, our season after that first win kind of got a little rough there before it got better.
Yeah, Salem Salem had kind of a rough patch in their season. They've turned it around here the last 4 weeks, and they look to continue that run tonight against Tell City.
Yeah, so Brandon, I'm going to dive in here and talk a little bit about the Tell City season and what we're up against here.
Okay.
So starting out Week 1, they are currently 5-5. I'll start with that. Same as Salem, I believe. And to start out the season, they had a win at Perry Central, 42-0. And then Week 2, they had a drive to Pekin Eastern where they beat the Musketeers 49-0. And then for the third leg of their road trip, they had a win at Forest Park, 41-24. Started out the season 3-0, but then they fell to North Posey in Week 4, 14-34. And then they had a loss at Hancock County, Kentucky, 24-27, hard-fought game. And then they had a loss at Southridge, shut out 0-22. The same score also was repeated in Week 7 at Pike Central, lost 0-22. They had a win against the Tecumseh, 45-14. A loss to round out the regular season at South Spencer, 20-49. And then last week, they defeated the Wolfpack of Crawford County in the first round of sectionals, 42-0. They are putting up an average of 28 points a game, and they give up an average of 19 a game.
So, it kind of looks like based on their average points there, obviously you look at the scores, it says differently. But if you look at their average points, they play close games.
Yes, I feel like the games, I'm coming into this mindset kind of like I did when we played Charlestown. They beat the bad teams really hard,
yep,
and they're close against the good teams.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll agree with that statement there. And it looks like from what we talked about here, looking at them down there warming up is, kind of what we thought. They're going to run the ball, and that's mostly what they're going to do. So go ahead and tell us a little bit more about Tell City here, and we'll get into the Salem stuff.
Yeah, their head coach is Mylan Webb. He is 14-17 in his third year. This is his third overall season head coaching. In 2022, he went 3-8, and then 2023, he went 6-4. And then this year, of course, they are currently at 5-5. as you can see, they're having some growth in their football program just over the last 3 years under Coach Webb.
Yeah, and growing up, I never really heard or thought of Tell City as being a football school. They were always kind of well known as a basketball school. But it looks like their football team, I do know they've had a couple good years here recently. It looks like they're getting that turned around a little bit.
Yeah, and it's unfamiliar playing them like we'll get into, but since Salem did drop down to a 2A school, we went to Sectional 40, and we have a little bit different competition.
Yeah, and just to mention Sectional 40, the other matchup in the semifinals tonight on the north side of the bracket is we've got number 6 Paoli visiting on the road at number 2 Brownstown. And that looks like it's going to be a great matchup tonight. Another, MSC school, obviously somebody that we're familiar with, obviously playing another team that's local to us. But that's going to be a tough matchup out there tonight.
I would imagine the people up in Indianapolis are going to be watching that game close. That's going to be probably a game of the week somewhere.
I would say so, yeah. It looks like one of the toughest games they're going to be playing. But go ahead and tell us a little bit more about what you think the Marksmen need to do tonight to win.
Yeah, keys to victory. This is more oriented towards Salem. But
that's what I meant, yeah.
We do not have impact players for Tell City. We get our statistics. Okay, I take that back. We don't have statistics behind them because their max preps was not updated, which is the website we get our statistics from. But we do have 3 players we believe that their name's going to be called a lot as we progress through the night. And the first one will be number 18 quarterback, Max Fortwindle. He is a senior, 5'9", weighs $158. Coming in, number 22, we have a running back, also a senior, 5'11", weighing 207, Landon Terry. And then number 27, the fullback, Brandon Casebolt. He is a sophomore, 5'9", weighing $161.
Something I want to mention talking about Landon Terry is, Tell City's been good running the ball. It's mostly because of him and his brother. But unfortunately, the brother is out for the night tonight due to an injury that he suffered earlier this season. But 2 weeks before he was injured, Landon took an injury to the knee as well. But tonight is his first game back.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see how he bounces back. You can have you would know from personal experience, you can have really good stats, and then you get bummed down by an injury, and it kind of just can't quite do exactly like you were prior to the injury.
Yeah, you're not going to be as quick off the line, and you're going to be a one step slower, as they like to say, and it'll be interesting to see. Obviously, we've never seen him, but I think we'll be able to tell from the reaction of the fans if he's running like he used to.
So, Brandon, I'm going to go in real quick and talk about Salem's keys to victory. These are the 4 keys I think Salem needs to have a good chance at this game tonight. And I'm going to start out with the first point being we need to keep our ground game strong. Over the last 6 weeks, we've had a minimum 173 rushing yards a game. But as, of course, the last, I would say, dating back to Charlestown, wouldn't you, is when our ground game has really just taken off. And that is led by Dent, which you will get into him later. Number 2 I have is we need to strap up and play some hard-nosed football. They're going to have intentions of running right over your face, and we need to have a defense to just counteract that. We need to be ready to step up and hit somebody.
Yeah, no, I completely understand there. The Salem defense is pretty much, obviously the offense has been good, but the offense can't be good without the defense. And last few weeks, that's been what's kind of powered Salem to take those victories.
Yeah, and then number 3 is we need to play 4 hard quarters. I feel like Salem's been a little lackluster the last, I'd say honestly, back to Charlestown again, playing a very, very, very good first half and then coming out in the second half and kind of just laying flat, not having anything to
kind of like earlier in the season, we started out flat, picked it up in the second half, but now we've kind of started out real good, but then dropped it in the second half.
I would agree with that. And then the final point, this is especially key towards the seniors. Play every down like it's your last down. In playoff football, every down could be your last down.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And even, not even as a senior, you never know what's going to happen on the next snap. You know what I mean? Like, you might be playing hard and you take an unfortunate injury, and that could be your last down you ever play.
Or even in another sport, for that matter.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree with that. Do you have anything more for us, Zach, or should I get into mine?
No, you can go in and tell us about the Lions football team.
All right, so obviously you guys know Coach Leasing is in his second season at Salem. He currently holds an 8-13 record at Salem, 128 and 122 overall in his 22nd year. And Salem's current season, kind of been up and down, very much similar to Tell City. We got a win week 1 at home against North Harrison, first game on Jim Ralston Field. Week 2, we went over to Sellersburg and visited Silver Creek. Lost that one 41-8. Went to Scottsburg, lost that one 54-7. Hosted Brownstown, looking to turn our season around, lost that one 54-12. Then we took a trip over to French Lick, and we unfortunately lost to the Blackhawks 63-12. Then we thought, we were getting into MSC play. We thought we'd turn it around, but unfortunately we came out kind of flat against Corden at Corden and lost 10-6. But then we really turned our season around right then. Win at Pekin, win home against Charlestown, West Washington, and Clarksville. And that win against Clarksville was a massive win against Clarksville, 67-16. And the Lions currently are averaging 24.7 points per game offensively, but unfortunately for the Lions, we're giving up 28.6 points per game. But that number has been skewed by some big blowout losses that we took earlier in the season. And we're currently being outscored 286-247, but we have closed that gap. Last week it was 270-180. Obviously we've changed that. Now we've cut it to about 39-point season deficit. So the Lions definitely have turned things around here.
Yeah, Brandon, and looking at comparing the two seasons between these two football squads, it's kind of the same situation for both. They either win by a lot or they have really lost by a lot. And then there's been the occasional close game, like Corden for us. That was a close game.
Yep, so my keys to victory for the Lions tonight is, again, I had a few of these last week, is we got to keep our minds right. You can't get uncostly, stupid penalties. Can't turn over the ball when you don't need to. And obviously you never need to turn the ball over, but there's definitely worse times than others to turn the ball over.
Yeah, and I think Salem last week we had 7 or 8 penalties. I'll have to go back and look, 7 or 8 penalties, and that was against a rough Clarksville.
A very bad team, yeah. And, in a close game against a good team, those kind of penalties, they will cost you the game.
Test for Indiana beginning at 7:17 p.m. and ending at 7:32 p.m.
You have to stop as well.
Test of the Indiana EAS system.
We have to keep the offense rolling from the last
with Indiana broadcasters as a public service to the citizens of Indiana.
to continue and not be stopped.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. The offense since Pekin has really stepped up, and I am very impressed with how the Lions offense has stepped up since Pekin.
And then point 3 is kind of ties back into last week, is if Tell City turns the ball over, we've got to capitalize on that. When they get penalties, we have to capitalize on that. And we did that last week against Clarksville. They turned the ball over, the first 6 drives?
Yeah, it was something crazy.
Yeah, and we put points up on every turnover they had. So obviously that's got to continue, and we have to continue capitalizing on every possible opportunity we can. Key to victory number 4 for me is, in quotes, a new season. Doesn't matter what we've already done. You're not guaranteed the next one, so tonight you got to forget about what you've done in the past and play the game that's in front of you.
Yeah, survive and advance, and like we said, the winner of this game will host I believe either team would host it.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Will host the winner of Paoli Brownstown. We will be keeping that game monitored close, and we will update you as frequently as we can.
Which we might already have an update, because they're an hour, that can start at 20 minutes.
Yeah, you can go on and I'll check it out for you.
My 5th key to victory here is we had a big win against a very bad Clarksville team last week, and we need to use that momentum tonight that we've got rolling from last week. Even though it was a bad team, a win always gives you momentum, and that needs to continue into tonight, and we need to use that momentum against a much better Tell City team.
All I have for Brownstown Paoli is 0-0 first quarter.
Let me check on the Mid-Southern Conference page here. But while this is loading, we've got nothing, actually. Nobody's posted anything yet. Interesting. So anyway, my next point here is some other notes that I have, I guess I should say. Not really notes, but some other notes I've got here is Salem last played Tell City in 1988, and it was October 28, 1988. So it was, 26 years and 3 days ago? Is that right, or is it 36 years? 36 years. 36 years and 3 days ago. Salem last played Tell City, and Tell City did win that game 35-0. And unfortunately for the Lions, Tell City hasn't been a great matchup the 2 times we've played them. We did play Tell City in 1987 as well, and we fell in that game 49-8. So all time we have a 49-8 loss and a 35-0 loss, and hopefully the Lions can turn that around tonight and not have to add a third one in that column.
Yeah, it's been a couple moons since we've last played Tell City.
Yeah, just a few. So my last other note I've got is Tell City is a historically good football program. They started their season in 1938, and their current record for all time is 488 wins, 362 losses, and 8 ties on their record.
Yeah, whenever you're looking at an all-time record, when you're honestly looking at an all-time record, when you're above that 500 mark, that's pretty good, and it speaks large amounts about a football program.
And one thing that stuck out to me is our program started, I think, in like 1902. Or something like that.
Really?
Yep. Okay, so we're going to take a second break here and hear the national anthem, and we will be right back. Oh, and you see by the dawn's early light, oh, so broad stride and bright stars through the pale of fire. Oh, the ramparts we were so gallantly streaming, and the back here at Tell City Legion Field, where the Salem Lions are on the road visiting the Tell City Marksmen. But back to what we were talking about right before the national anthem is how good historically Tell City's program has been. One thing that impressed me was we started our program in like 1902. They started their program in 1938, but they went 1-6 their first year. I feel like most programs don't win a game their first year of high school football.
Thinking back, I don't think Silver Creek won the first couple of years they were a program.
And that's what I'm saying. Tell City got a win their first year they had a program. They only played 7 games, but they did get a win in 1938 season. I don't know who was against. I didn't look, but I did see that, and that kind of stood out to me.
Yeah, that definitely says some stuff about a football team.
So some impact players that you guys are going to hear a lot of tonight from Zach and I for the Lions is going to be obviously number 4, Logan Dent, the sophomore running back, who's currently averaging 129 yards a game. He's got 156 carries and 1,164 yards and 15 touchdowns on the season, so he's averaging a touchdown and a half per game. And he did have kind of a down game last week. Once I say these stats, it's not going to sound like it, but based on what he's had the rest of the year, Logan had 7 carries for 100 yards and 2 touchdowns last week against Clarksville, Zach.
Yeah, as Salem's currently taking the field. to add on to what Brandon said, you hear those statistics and stuff, but at the same time, he didn't even play a full game last week.
Yeah, and that's my point. He kind of had a down game because he didn't play the whole game. My second impact player for the Lions is going to be senior running back number 6, Noah Deaton. He's currently only averaging about 38 yards a game, but those are important 38 yards a game he gets. He's got 52 carries on the year for 343 yards and a touchdown, but he has not turned the ball over all year, and that is impressive for how hard he gets hit every time he touches the ball.
Yeah, and I was listening to a radio or a program or something, a podcast or something this week, and they were talking about how, other than points, the number one thing in football that correlates to winning is the least number of turnovers per game.
Yep, I can believe that, and obviously we've seen turnovers affect the Lions, but Noah just refuses to put the ball on the ground. Last week he did have 3 carries for 30 yards, but again, they only played about half a game. He averaged 10 yards per carry, which is always good when you're averaging double digits per carry. So my third one is going to be number 1, Adam Moll, the senior quarterback for the Lions. He is currently on the season 36 for 68 passing, 549 yards, 9 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions. And on the ground, he's obviously a dual threat. If you guys have been listening to the games, he has 58 carries, 383 yards, and 4 touchdowns for the Lions.
Yes, and he has, I will say, as the season's progressed, you have seen some growth from the quarterback position and what he has done.
Yeah, absolutely, Adam. He's getting a little bit more comfortable, but, as the season progresses, so hopefully, this season can continue after tonight, and Adam just continue to look more mature, I guess I should say.
Yeah, that's the way I would word it.
The last key player is going to be number 8, junior wide receiver Braxton Dean for the Lions. He has 20. Now, he also has ran the ball a few times this year. Logan Dent went out with an injury earlier this year, and Braxton filled in at running back. He's got 22 carries for 74 yards, averaging about 3 yards per carry there. And receiving, he's got 23 receptions for 365 yards and 3 touchdowns. So obviously we see, based on the stats, that he is kind of our number 1 guy there throwing the ball.
Yeah, and Salem, we don't put the ball in the air a whole lot. So, that kind of speaks words of his statistics are so important to our passing game because we don't put the ball in the air.
Yep, and again, so we've already talked about it. Some other local games are in the area tonight. We've got number 6 Paoli 10-0 at number 3 Brownstown, who's also 10-0 in Sectional 40. Obviously, the winner of that one plays the winner of this one. We also have local team Silver Creek 5-5 versus number 4 in the state Martinsville 9-1 in Sectional 23, and Martinsville, they're kind of rolling this year. That's a good football program up there.
Being a 4A school?
Yeah.
Being a 4A school ranked number 4, that's pretty good.
Yeah, and that is in Sectional 23. On the smaller side of things, we've got Milan is playing West Washington tonight at West Washington, I believe. Is that correct, Zach?
Yes.
Okay. That's in Sectional 47. North Harrison is on the road, or at home against Indian Creek tonight. And North Harrison's really turned their season around. They're 7-3 on the year, and that's in Sectional 31. Scottsburg is at home tonight against Madison. That's another matchup that they've already played this year. Now, I was told that there was some stuff in that game, some small mistakes that Scottsburg made that cost them that game. And that is in the other side of Sectional 31, so the winner of that game will play the winner of the North Harrison game. And then down in Sectional 48 tonight, number 2 Providence is hosting Forest Park, and Providence is number 2 in 1A right now.
Yeah, they put a beating on the Springs Valley Blackhawks last week, and Providence, I haven't seen them play this season, but from what I've heard, from the stats I've seen, they're playing some good ball this year.
Yeah, and we did watch Providence play, or we watched Springs Valley. That was a fantastic football team.
Yes.
And Providence took care of business there pretty easily, so that really shows what kind of football team that Providence has down there. And I heard that's probably one of the best Providence teams they've had. So we've got the captains going out right now for the coin toss. For the Lions, we've got number 1, Adam Mull, number 32, Seth Ponsford, number 55, Noah Dalton, and number what's that other number there, Zach? Number 52, I believe, is who that is. That's going to be number 52, Brady Briscoe. I think our captains have been pretty much the same.
Yeah, they're the
year.
same all year.
But Zach, we got some other things going on this weekend. Why don't you tell us about that while I'll sit here and watch Coin Toss?
Yeah, some other notes. At 3:30 on Saturday, number 13 IU is at Michigan State. At noon Saturday, Northwestern's at Purdue. The night game tomorrow will be U of L at number 11 Clemson. And then the Colts got bumped to the evening game on Sunday at the Minnesota Vikings. This is a reminder not to forget that your clocks need to be set back an hour Saturday into Sunday. And then another big thing this week, we have the election coming Tuesday.
Yep, everybody get out and vote there. Obviously, this is an important election. It's a presidential election. So we got to get out there and vote this week. But it looks like Tell City won the toss, deferred to the second half, and Salem's going to receive. And we're getting ready for this kickoff here for the second round of Sectional 40. And where your Salem Lions are on the road at Tell City tonight. And again, Tell City is going to be kicking off first, and we're going to see the Lions offense. And it looks like number 44 is in to kick for Tell City. That is sophomore Jake Noble for the Marksmen. And back deep to receive for the Lions is number 32, Seth Bunsford, and number 6, Noah Deaton.
You know, Brandon, football in November, high school football in November doesn't get any better.
Yep, and here we go, and there's the kick from Noble. It's a good deep kick down to about the 20-yard line where it's going to bounce and kind of dive, be fielded by number 6, Noah Deaton, and he's going to cut his way upfield, cross the 25, and be stopped down about the 27-yard line. Is that about right, Zach?
Yeah, that's about right.
All right, so the Lions offense is going to have first and 10 on the 20, let's see, they might be calling that 28-yard line. So they've got about 72 yards to go here before they put their first points on the board tonight.
You know, Brandon, I thought something was going to happen on that kick return the way everything was falling. I thought we were going to bust one.
Lions break the huddle and come to the line. Mole is under center with Deaton and Dent in the backfield. There's the snap handoff to Dent around the right side, who tries to bounce it out right and is wrapped up quickly by number 22, Landon Terry for the Marksmen, and that's going to be a gain of 0 for the Lions, and that's going to bring up second and 10 on their own 28.
That was a perfectly read play there by the defense. It's going to be interesting kind of seeing what they're going to adjust to.
So the Lions break the huddle and come back to the line here. Mole is in gun with Dent on his right. Braxton Dean spread out wide left. There's a snap. Mole looks back, throws out to Braxton, and it's going to be a high, uncatchable ball for Braxton, and it's going to fall incomplete to the ground, so it's going to bring up third and 10 for the Lions, and Dent actually lost a yard on that first play, so it's actually third and 11 for the Lions on their own 27-yard line here. But we mentioned his name earlier, Landon Terry, about how well it's big for him, and it looks like we've already seen his name once.
Yeah, we've heard his name a couple times already as Salem's getting ready to snap the ball here. 11-22, tied 0-0. There is the pitch to Dent. He has a good solid run. He gets out. They're still pushing bodies. He gets stopped just short of the 35. Mark it at the 34-yard line. Be a gain of
about 7 there for Logan Dent.
Going for it on fourth.
No, they brought it punt. So Braxton Dean in the punt, and the punt's up and away. It's kind of a short, floaty kick, and it lands about the 40, and the Marksmen run away from it. And it's going to take a Salem bounce down to the 29-yard line of the Tell City Marksmen, where they will start their drive first and 10 on their own 29. And I do have a couple score updates. Providence is up 7-0, and Center Grove is playing Jeff tonight.
Yeah, they had a travel.
Center Grove is up 17-0 over the Red Devils.
Yeah, that Center Grove team, they've had an outstanding season.
Yep. So the Marksmen come to line first and 10. In gun formation, that is Fort Wendell in gun. There's a snap. He hands it off to number 27, who cuts it up the middle and is fighting his way for a massive gain where he swung down after a 12-yard pickup there. So that's a first down for Tell City on their first play, and that running back was number 27, Brandon Casbolt. who is a 5'9", 161-pound sophomore.
Yeah, Tell City's bringing in some tempo here, but that goes back to what we said. We need to strap up and play some hard-nosed football.
Yep, it is. They do look like they're in a no-huddle formation here for the Marksmen, and they're getting the play in from the sideline. And Fort Wendell is back in gun with Case Bolt on his left, 2 wide receivers out right, 2 wide receivers out left. They've got the field spread. There's a snap, handoff to Case Bolt, who cuts it up the middle and is stopped aggressively after a gain of about 1 yard there. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 9 for the Marksmen.
Yeah, that was a heck of a shot that he took there. It looked like it was from middle linebacker Noah Dalton. Karras Moore, excuse me, he's the one on the
So at the end of 1, Paoli is up on Brownstown, 13-7.
That's going to be a fun game to watch, Brandon.
2nd and 9 for the Marksmen here, back in gun formation, 2 back set in the backfield, 1 on each side of the quarterback. Receiver on both sides. There's a snap to Fort Wendell. He hands it off to Case Bolt, who fights his way forward. He runs hard for being a little guy, and he's going to fight his way forward for about 6 yards. So that's going to bring up a about 7 yards. So it's going to be a 3rd and 2 for the Marksmen here. Looks like a long 2 yard.
Yeah, Case Bolt's carried the ball every single play so far.
Yeah, we did see Terry come in there and be the other back, but he was kind of the lead blocker there for Case Bolt. Now, I know normally I believe Terry and Terry are their running backs, Noah and Landon. Marksman backs the line under center with Case Bolt, or actually, no, that's 2 new running backs. There's the snap to Fort Wendell. He hands it off up the middle, and that running back is running hard. And I can't see the number on that, but that is about a 9-yard carry there. Did you see the number there, Zach?
1 second.
Number 10.
Number 10.
Braxton Blever of the Marksmen, and they just put in a bunch of big dudes and handed it off up the middle.
What did you say you gained on that one?
I think it was 9.
Yeah,
he did 2 and got 9.
He was running aggressively on that play.
Back to the line for the Marksmen, same formation. Fort Wendell under center. Blever in the backfield. There's a snap and hand off to Blever, who again fights his way forward for about 5 yards, I believe. Is that Beaver? Oh, it is Beaver. That's an I, not an E. So it's Braxton Beaver who picks up about 6 yards there. So that's going to bring up a 2nd and 4 for the Marksmen. And they've completely changed their formation, and they're just under center running it over the face right now.
It looks like they come out. They've come in 3 different sets already in this first drive.
So Fort Wendell breaks the huddle, brings his team back to the line. Again, that's Beaver in the backfield along with Case Bolt. And there's Terry in motion. There's a snap handoff to Beaver, who just runs over a Lion right at the stick. He is going to be short. It's going to be a pickup of 3 there for Beaver. And that's going to bring up a 3rd and 1 for the Marksmen. And let's see, this could be a big stop for the Lions here.
Yeah, it could be. The one thing that I don't really like what I'm seeing out of the Lions defense right now is it's about 2 yards before we're getting any contact with the running back.
Now, we will also mention how big Tell City's up front is. They've got a kid out there, number 75, and he is 6'3", 251, but he looks bigger than that. Yeah,
that is a very big line. And really, the running backs, they're built pretty strong.
Fort Wendell back under center with Case Bolt and Beaver in the backfield. And Terry in motion. There's a snap handoff to Beaver, who fights hard for extra yardage. He picks up the needed 1 and makes his way down to where's he at, about the 25 there? 24?
Yeah, 24.
So he picks up about another 9 yards. Needed 1, got 9. So it's going to be a 1st and 10 for the Marksmen, moving the ball pretty easily here. 1st and 10 on the Lions' 24-yard line. Fort Wendell back under center with Case Bolt and Beaver in the backfield. It looks like this is a triple option offense here. Terry in motion. There's a snap handoff to Terry on a jet sweep, and he gets met at the line. Doesn't get anywhere, I don't think. Initial hit was number 55, Noah Dalton, for the Lions. He did not pick up a yard. So it's going to bring up a 2nd and 10.
I think I counted 5 Lions that had that player wrapped up.
That was a good defensive play there, and we haven't seen Tell City run the ball to the outside yet, and that was our first one, and it didn't work. So that's a good sign there for the Lions.
Yeah, it's just a very good sign.
Now we're in that territory where they've ran the ball. You got to look out for a pass here. 2nd and 10 for the Marksmen. Fort Wendell under center. Beaver and Case Bolt in the backfield. 1 side receiver out left. And Terry in motion. There's a snap handoff to Beaver up the middle, who is fighting his way forward. I think he picked up about 4 yards down to the 20-yard line. Or are they going to even 3? Let's see here.
You know, I got to say, that was a good stop by Salem and the way we adjusted on that play.
Yep. So it's going to be 3rd and 7 for the Marksmen here on the Lions' 21-yard line. So got a big play here for Tell City, and see, they haven't been in this territory 3rd and long yet, so let's see what they do here. They break the huddle, and Fort Wendell back under center, Beaver and Case Bolt in the backfield. One wide receiver out left. And there's the hard count from Tell City. Did not get Salem. So they're going to take their first time out of the quarter, and
You're on.
Similar? Oh, wait. I can hear you, Becky. Barely. You're real choppy.
You're on. You're on.
Okay. All right. Well, we are back here after a technical difficulty, but in the meantime, Brandon Casebolt for the Marksmen touched in a touchdown to take a 7-0 lead over the Lions. So, Zach, go ahead and tell us what you've got there. You were paying more attention while I was trying to figure this out.
Yeah, I'll give you a quick rundown. It was a third down. They needed, 3 yards. They got 4. Then they had a couple 4-yard runs. Ball was on the 10, first and goal. And then number 27, Casebolt, had a 10-yard run to score with 4:01 in the first to put the Marksmen up 7-0 on the Lions. We are currently 3:57 in the first. Lions have the ball.
And there's the toss to Logan Dent, who's fighting his way forward. And he's down the left sideline and runs his way forward before running out of bounds down at the 50. So that is a 16-yard pickup there for number 4, Logan Dent. And that's going to give the Lions their first down of the night. And they're about to be in positive yards here.
Yeah, that was that one play is more yards than we had in our whole first drive.
Yep. So great run there by number 4, Logan Dent. So the Lions now have 1st and 10 on the 50-yard line. After a big run from Logan Dent, Lions break the huddle and come back to the line. Mole goes under center with Deaton in the backfield. Lions come out in a wing-back formation. Karras Moore in motion. There's a snap toss out right to Karras, who's got some room to run around the right end, but he's chased down from behind, but not before he does pick up 4 yards. So that is going to bring up a 2nd and 6 for the Lions on the Marksman 46-yard line. And it's a good 4-yard pickup there on first down from Karras Moore.
Yeah, that was a good. Karras Moore, he always delivers whenever he runs. He's got a bright future ahead of him.
Yep, absolutely. So the Lions now have 2nd and 6 on the Marksman 46. Mole comes back to line. Deaton and Dent in the backfield, a receiver on either side. There's the snap and fake toss to Deaton, handoff to Dent underneath, who jukes and jives his way forward across the first down, across the 40, and is down to the 35-yard line of the Marksmen. So that was about an 11-yard pickup there for number 4, Logan Dent. And that gives the Lions the 2nd first down of this drive.
Yeah, you got to give credit to the Lions' offensive line. They did a heck of a job blocking on that last play.
Yep, so the Lions back to the line. Mole is in gun with Dent on his left. And there's the snap to Mole. He drops back to throw, looks out right, has Braxton Dean down the sideline, and overthrows him by about 5 yards at the goal line. So that's going to bring up a 2nd and 10 for the Lions, and on the Marksman 35-yard line.
Yeah, going back to the previous play, we had some good blocking by our offensive line, really opened up the hole, and I think I saw a couple pancake blocks too.
Yeah, it was a good play for the Lions, just an unfortunate throw there for them.
Salem breaks the huddle, 2:51 in the first quarter.
The Lions are 2nd and 10 here on the Marksman 35. There's Karras Moore in motion. There's a snap to Mole. He tosses it around the left side to Dent, who's met in the backfield but breaks the tackle and then fights his way forward for a pickup of 2 yards. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and 8 for the Lions on the Marksman 33-yard line.
And you folks listening at home, you couldn't see it, but that 2 yards came from pretty much a dive while he was wrapped up. He just kind of dived forward to gain positive yards.
And I believe that we are back completely on the air now after the technical mistake. So Lions now 3rd and 8, and Mole's in gun with Dent on his left. There's a snap. He fakes handoff to Mole, and he's looking to throws it across the middle, and it's high ball. Falls through the hands of a Marksman. The intended receiver was Braxton Dean on the post route. He overthrew Braxton, and if the Marksman kid could catch, he would play offense. So he is, unfortunately, the ball falls incomplete, so it's going to be 4th and 8 for the Lions here on the Marksman 33-yard line.
Yeah, and you got to go for it in this, I call this 4-down territory. You know, you're just outside of your opponent's 30-yard line. It's not really a situation where you can punt.
No, I agree. I think we might see the fake toss, the handoff underneath there on the motion. So Lions come back to the line. Mole is in gun with Dent on his right. There's Noah Deaton in motion. There's the fake handoff to Deaton, and there's a stoppage in the play. And Tell City has taken their 2nd timeout of the first half with 2:06 to go here in the first quarter, and the Tell City Marksmen have the lead over the Lions, 7-0, and we will take a short commercial break, and we will be right back.
At Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, we're good at insurance, but not just any insurance. We're good at...
No.
Did you forget the parking brake? Yes, you forgot the parking brake. Insurance. When the forecast calls for cheese ball size hail insurance. Even shouldn't have parked under that tree. Insurance. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
Call your Washington County Farm Bureau agent, Jason Petmeyer, at 812-620-8923.
And we are back here, down here at Legion Field, where the Tell City Marksmen are hosting your Salem Lions. And it is currently 4th and 8 for the Lions on the Tell City 33. And Mole is back in gun with Dent on his left. There's the snap fake handoff to Dent. Mole's going to roll out and be chased. Stiff arms the defender, and he's looking to throw, and he's getting chased down, and he throws it deep into the end zone. And it's caught by Karis Moore, I believe. It is... I think it was caught, Zach.
The refs were giving it
caught by Karis Moore in the end zone. So that is going to be a 33-yard pass play from Mole to Karis Moore, and that's going to put some points on the board for the Lions, and they're going to go down 7-6.
Bang, 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 bang! Vamonos, vamonos! Bang, bang, bang! Vamonos, vamonos!
So the score as it stands is Lions trail the Marksmen now 6-7, but they are in for their 2-point conversion. It was a 33-yard broken pass play for the Lions. Mole threw it into the kind of the back of the end zone. Karis Moore made a great catch on it, defended, and Lions are back in T formation with Mole under center. There's a snap and handoff to Braxton Dean, who runs into a wall of Marksmen, and he fights his way forward in for the 2-point conversion. So the Lions take the lead 8-7, and Zach and I are going to step aside, and we will be right back after a short commercial break.
Drew and Jonathan Scott here to tell you that American Family Insurance is committed to protecting your dream home so that your family has a place to share laughs, celebrations, and milestones, which is why their new homeowner discount rewards customers who have purchased a new home in the last 3 years with a discount on their homeowner's policy. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly.
Contact Rodney Bruff, agent at Rodney S. Bruff Agency Incorporated at 812-277-1400 today.
Discount and savings amounts and eligibility will vary. Some restrictions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin. Products not available in every state.
All right, I put Zach on the spot here. I didn't know he was taking a drink, and I put him on the air. But the Lions now, with a minute 56 to go here in the first quarter, they lead the Tell City Marksmen 8-7 on the road at Tell City tonight. And Zach, what do you think about that drive?
Yeah, that was a good drive put up by the Lions. We can't give enough credit to the catch that Karis Moore had on that drive, or to cap off that drive. It was over 2 defenders, and he somehow pulled it down at the goal line. Salem is lining up to kick currently. We adjusted very well in that second drive.
Yeah, the offense looked tremendously better, and the Tell City defense, honestly, they kind of looked slow.
They looked a little confused.
Yep, so Braxton Dean is set for the kick, and it's a low kick. It lands at the 40, bounces back to about the 25. It's fielded by Landon Terry, who takes it down the left side, breaks the tackle, runs over his own man, is still down the left side, and is still running, and is pushed out of bounds by a Lion at the Lions' 35-yard line. So big return there for Landon Terry of the Tell City Marksmen, and that's going to set Tell City up 1st and 10 in prime position.
You know, Brandon, this wasn't the key to victory, but one thing I will credit Tell City, just watching from the sidelines, the first drive and then that kickoff, is like the passion that their sideline has during the game.
Yes, the sideline is very locked in. All the kids have their helmets on. They're paying attention to what's going on in front of them, not behind them.
And a bunch of yelling and running up and down and cheering.
They're excited. So Tell City comes back to the line. Fort Wendell in gun with Case Bolt on his left. 3 receivers out right. There's a snap handoff to Case Bolt, who's got a big gap, runs his way forward, continues fighting his way. Getting a push from his offensive line. They're going to blow it dead. It's going to be an 8-yard pickup there for Brandon Case Bolt down to the 27-yard line. So that's going to bring up a second and... No, they're going to mark him at the 27. So it's going to be a 2nd and 2 here for the Marksmen. And they're getting the call in from the sideline. Waiting for the call in from the sideline.
Just by the way they're temporarily lined up, they're changing their offense again.
Yep. There's so Fort Wendell in gun, Case Bolt on his left, 2 wide receivers out right, 1 out to the left. There's a snap to Fort Wendell. He quick pass to number 15 around the right side, who gets hit hard by Peyton Shockey after a gain of 1. So I believe that's going to bring up a 3rd and long one for the Marksmen here. So it's going to be a 1-yard pickup there on the pass to number 15, Liam O'Malley. And I'll tell you what, he blocked into where his player was blocking Shockey.
Yeah,
or he ran into him.
Yeah, that's kind of what you could say. It was a nice shot that Shockey did deliver on the receiver.
The kid, I think, if he just ran up the field, I think he probably would have picked up the first down.
30 seconds remaining here in this first quarter.
Fort Wendell back under center. That is number 10, Beaver in it, tailback. There's a snap handoff to Beaver up the middle, and he fights his way forward. It's good enough for the first down, and he's still fighting his way forward. So it's going to be a first down for Tell City, down to the 21-yard line. So it's going to be about a 5-yard pickup there. No, yep, the 21. So it's going to be about a 5-yard pickup there for the Marksman, number 10, Beaver. And, any kind of short yard situation, I feel like that's probably going to be their go-to there.
Yeah, and definitely how hard and how much he keeps his feet moving.
So Tell City comes out, Fort Wendell under center, Beaver and Case Bolt in the backfield, 1 wide receiver out left. And there's the snap, and that's going to bring us to the end of the first quarter. So at the end of the first quarter, your Salem Lions lead the Tell City Marksmen 8-7, and we will take a commercial break, and we will be right back.
This is Becky White from WSLM, and I'm here at the beautiful John Jones showroom in Salem, Indiana for the John Jones Auto Minute.
Are you ready for a touchdown of savings? It's football season, and we're kicking off the biggest sale of the year at John Jones Auto Group. Whether you're tailgating or heading to the big game, we've got the perfect ride for you. From sporty SUVs to family-friendly minivans, every vehicle is priced to win. Plus, enjoy unbeatable trade-in deals, 0% financing, and available service contracts that keep you covered long after the final whistle. So why wait? Gear up for greatness with John Jones Auto Group. We're your winning team for the best cars and deals around. Visit us today at one of our 4 convenient locations, Salem, Scottsburg, Greenville, or Corydon, or check us out online at johnjonesautogroup.com. And remember, John Jones Auto Group, you see so many because they paid so little. John Jones supports our Salem Lions. Good luck tonight, and go team.
And we are back here at Legion Field, where the Salem Lions are on the road playing the Tell City Marksmen, and the Lions currently have the lead 8-7 at the beginning of the second quarter here. A couple score updates is Scottsburg is tied 0-0 with Madison, and North Harrison has a lead over Indian Creek 7-0. First and 10 for the Marksmen. Fort Wendell under center with Case Bolt and Beaver in the backfield. There's a snap handoff to Case Bolt, who fights his way forward. He's got a blocker, and there's a flag on the play. And it's kind of happened late, so I'm not sure what the flag is for. It was kind of maybe a face mask.
I'm not sure what it was.
Yep, face mask on the Lions. So that's going to. It was about a 3-yard run there for Case Bolt, but he's going to get some more here with the extra yardage here. I think it's probably a 5-yard penalty there. So that's going to negate the running yards for. Yep. So it's going to be a 5-yard face mask. And that's going to set the Marksmen up with a first and looks like 2, maybe. The line to gain here is the 11, I believe. No, the 10. First and 1. Fort Wendell under center, Case Bolt and Beaver in the backfield. There's a snap and a handoff to Beaver, who bounces it out left, and he's got some room to run. He is brought down. Great tackle there by Lenny Wynn for the Lions, but Beaver did make his way down to the 11-yard line. So that's going to be about a 5-yard pick. There's a flag on the play. Actually, I didn't see that.
Real quick, Brandon, I have an update from the other Sectional 40 game. Brownstown is up on Paoli 14-13.
Okay, so great game over there right now.
Wouldn't expect anything less.
So it was a 10-yard holding on the Marksmen, and that's going to be a 10-yard penalty, placing them back at the 22-yard line. So that's going to bring up a first and 11. Yep, first and 11 for the Marksmen. On again, the Lions' 22-yard line. Score is 7-8. Lions have the lead 8-7 with 11:25 to go here. Fort Wendell under center with Beaver and Case Bolt in the backfield, a wide receiver out left. And Terry in motion. There's a snap handoff to Beaver up the middle, who fights his way forward for a gain of about... Where are they marking out here? These refs never are even remotely close to being the same line.
Looks like they have them about the 18.
About the 18-yard line, so it's going to be a 4-yard pickup there for Beaver, so that's going to set up a 2nd and 7 for the Marksmen on their own 18, or on the Lions' 18-yard line. They break the huddle, come back to the line. Fort Wendell under center with Case Bolt and Beaver in the backfield. And there is the snap, and he's going to hand off to Case Bolt, who has some blocking in front of him, but runs into a wall of Lions, but he does pick up about 6 there, so that's going to bring up a 3rd and 1 for the Marksmen. That was the longest first down play I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah,
3 plays to get down past first down. So down to now the 12-yard line, I believe. It's going to be 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2. I don't know where the first down line is. I think it's the 10, right? 3rd and 2 here for Tell City. Fort Wendell under center, Beaver and Case Bolt in the backfield. And there's a snap handoff to Beaver up the middle, who gets the first down across the 10-yard line, where he's brought down at the 9, so that's going to be about a 3-yard pickup there for Beaver. No, they're going to mark him as a 10. So that's going to be a 1st and goal for Tell City now at the 10-yard line. So it's a 2-yard pickup. He got exactly what he needed. So Tell City back to line. Fort Wendell under center with Beaver and Case Bolt in the backfield. Terry in motion. There's a snap handoff to Beaver. And he fights his way forward down to about the 5-yard line. So that's going to be a 5-yard pickup there for Beaver. And that's going to bring up a 2nd and goal at the 5-yard line for Tell City.
I tell you, every play, Beaver looks a little more tired every play.
Yeah, no, this kid's huge, okay? He's 6'2", 220, and he is massive.
He is a strong-built running back,
yes,
especially for high school football.
Yes, very large kid. So it's going to bring up 2nd and 5 for the Marksmen here. They break the huddle, come back to line. They look to put some more points on the board here with 9:01 to go. They trail 7-8. Fort Wendell under center, Beaver and Case Bolt backfield. There's the snap handoff to Beaver up the middle, who just runs through everybody and fights his way into the end zone. So that is going to be a touchdown for the Marksmen, and that might have been the hardest high school run I have ever seen in my life.
I would agree with you on that one.
It looked like he was shot out of a cannon, ran over every Lion in his way, and was standing up when he got to the end zone. So now the score is 13-8 with 8:52 to go here in the second quarter. And Tell City, I think, is lined up going for 2 here. Their kicker's on the sideline, so they are going to go for 2 here to try to go up 7 on the Lions. And they break the huddle, come back to line. Fort Wendell under center with Beaver and Case Bolt in the backfield. And the Lions, they ran a hard count, and I thought the Lions jumped, but they didn't. So Fort Wendell's back under center. And there's a snap. He hands it off to Beaver, who walks into the end zone untouched. So it's going to be a successful 2-point conversion for the Marksmen. And that is going to put Tell City up 15-8 with 8:52 to go here, where we will step aside and take a commercial break.
I'm Tony Cardwell, Jr. I am proud to say I'm the Republican candidate for Washington County Commissioner, District 3. I am a Washington County native and have worked around this area all my life and would like to serve the residents of Washington County with the knowledge and experience from my 30-year career in construction and business. A few of my goals as commissioner would be to work hand in hand with the various departments and branches of government for the betterment and safety of the residents of Washington County. I would also like to work for our residents to have more of an opportunity to be heard and see if we could hold public meetings at times more convenient to our population. I would like to improve the bidding and award process for the county by allowing more vendors to participate. I believe the county should look at all ordinances and modify or remove those that are not compliant. I would also like to educate and assist all the small towns and communities across Washington County to get them to stay in compliance and remain in good standing so they can prosper. Small towns are the backbone of our county, state, and country. I am goal-orientated and believe I can bring a new perspective to some old problems. I am Tony Cardwell Jr. and will work hard for you and the rest of the county and appreciate your vote on Tuesday, November 5th. Paid for by the committee to elect Tony Cardwell Jr. for Washington County Commissioner, District 3.
And we are back where Tell City has kicked the ball up, and it was a little squib kick down to the 35 and just fell on by a Lion at the 36. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Lions here on their own 36-yard line. And we did mention that the Paoli-Brownstown game was 14-13. That is a halftime score. I did find that.
You know, if Salem was a second late, we may not have recovered that kickoff.
It was honestly, I don't think it was an intended onside, but it almost worked as one. Lions break the huddle, come to the line. Mole in gun with Dent on his left. Receiver on both sides. And they've got the okay from the ref, so here we go. 1st and 10 on the 36-yard line. And there is the snap to Mole. Mole's going to fake hand off to Dent, keep it himself, run up the middle, have a hole, and the ball's out, and it's going to be recovered by, we're going to hear here, I think it's recovered by Tell City, maybe.
I think it's the Lions here.
We're not sure what's going on. The kid just ripped it out of Adam Mole's hands, and it's recovered by Salem, which worked out because they picked up an extra 10 yards. So that's going to be a 1st down for the Lions. Now across the 50 to the Tell City 46, but that almost got bad fast.
Yeah, it did. The defender just ripped the ball out. That's all there is to it.
Yeah, Adam was kind of carrying it loosely and just got the ball ripped out of his hands, and luckily there was a Lion there to fall on it. So the Lions come back to line 1st and 10 on the Tell City 46. Mole under center, deep named Dent in the backfield. And there's Karis Moore in motion. There's a snap toss to Dent around the left side, who has a huge hole, runs through it, picks up about 10. Let's see here. They are going to mark him down at the 36, so that is going to be a 10-yard gain and a 1st down for the Lions, I believe. Hang on. They're not really sure what's going on here.
Who carried that one?
Logan Dent. So it's going to be a gain of 9. It's going to bring up a 2nd and inches here for the Lions on the 36.5-yard line now for the Marksmen.
This is turning into an offensive game.
This is getting exciting, Zach. I'll tell you what, I love offense. Mole back under center, Deaton and Dent in the backfield, a receiver on both sides. And there's a snap to Mole. He hands it off to Deaton up the middle, but runs into a Marksman. Does bounce off of him, gets the 1st down to the 35. So it's going to be a 2-yard pickup there, 1-yard pickup there for Noah Deaton, and a 1st down for the Salem Lions.
You know, that's kind of opposite of what Tell City is doing. Tell City in those situations giving it to their biggest guy. Yeah, Salem turned around and gave it to the smallest guy.
He gave it to the smallest guy. You know, he runs hard. He's going to get a yard.
So he holds on to the ball.
Yes, he does. Lions back to the line. Mole in gun with Dent on his left. Braxton Dean spread out wide right. 1st and 10 on the Marksman 35. There's a snap. Fake handoff to Dent. Mole looks back to throw. He throws it across the middle, and it's over Braxton Dean's head again through the hands of number 24, Lucas Kale, for the Marksman, and falls to the ground. And I'll tell you what, that kid has dropped 2 interceptions now.
Yeah, and Coach Gleason and this Salem offense, we're starting to get kind of aggressive on the deep ball. That is, let's see, 5 attempted passes in the 1st half already for Salem.
The intended receiver was Braxton Dean. Mole just threw it high, and it went through the hands of the defender. So they're back to line. Mole under center. There's the snap toss left to Dent, who cuts it up the middle and is wrapped up. Does fight his way forward for a gain of about 4 yards. So it's going to be a 3rd and 6 for the Lions here on the Tell City 31-yard line. And this is where we have seen our drive stall out throughout the season.
Yeah, this is a crucial 3rd down with 7 minutes and 15 seconds in the half, and Tell City gets the ball after half, too.
Yep. So Lions have to put points on the board here. They lead 15-8, 7 minutes to go here. And Lions come to line 3rd and 6 on the Tell City 31. Mole in gun with Dent in the backfield. And there's a snap, fake handoff to Dent, fake handoff to Moore. Mole's going to keep it. He fights his way forward, gets the 1st down, and is spun forward down to the 21-yard line. So that is going to be a 10-yard pickup there for Adam Mole, and that's going to set the Lions up 1st and 10 on the Tell City 21.
Salem's kind of dipping into their playbook, running stuff we haven't ran a whole lot this season.
Yeah, we haven't ran. We didn't obviously run a whole lot of our, different plays last week because we didn't really have a reason to. So it's been a few weeks since we've seen most of these plays, and they're still running it good, though. So they're back to line, 1st and 10 on the Tell City 21. Mole in gun, Dent on his left, a receiver on both sides. And there's a snap to Mole. He fakes the handoff to Dent. He's going to keep it himself around the left side, and he's going to run out of bounds after a gain of about 2 yards. He's going to run out at the 19-yard line, so that's going to be a second and... Where are they marking it? No, it's gain of 3. So it's going to be a 2nd and 7 for the Lions, down to the Tell City 18-yard line. 6:25 to go here in the second quarter. Lions trail 15-8.
Tell City does a lot of substituting on both sides of the ball.
Yes.
Looking at it, they got a pretty good size team.
They've got enough players to do it, honestly. So Lions come back to line here. Mole is under center with Deaton and Dent in the backfield. Braxton Dean spread out wide right. And there's a snap to Mole. He tosses it out right to Deaton, who's got plenty of room to run around the right side, and he's going to outrun everybody and walk into the end zone. So it's going to be an 18-yard carry there for number 6, Noah Deaton, and a touchdown for the Lions.
Bang, 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 bang! Vamonos, vamonos! Bang, bang, bang! Vamonos, vamonos!
You know, we don't call his name a lot, but when we do, it's usually for a good reason. That is going to be an 18-yard pickup on the pitch play to number 6, Noah Deaton, around the right side, and the kid's so fast nobody could catch him.
That was as perfect as you could draw up a pitch play right there.
Yeah, it was great blocking on the outside there from the receivers. Great pitch play there for the Lions, and we're back in this game, and Logan Dent is in the end zone for the 2-point conversion. So the Lions now take the lead back 16-15 with 6:20 to go here in the second quarter, and we're going to take a short commercial break, and we will be right back.
Sprained ankle, swollen joints, and no time for an appointment? Schneck Medical Center has you covered. Visit our orthopedic walk-in clinic for expert care. Our specialists provide fast attention to a number of bone and joint problems. No appointment necessary. Available Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 11:30 a.m. For more information, visit schneckmed.org. Schneck, healthy together.
And we are back here at 97.9 WSLM, the WSLM Sports Zone, where the Salem Lions have now taken the lead over the Tell City Marksmen 16-15 with 6:20 to go here in the first half. And we currently have no score updates. If anybody's got some score updates from the local area, text those to either Zach and I, and we will get those on the air. We like to stay as informed as you guys do.
As we were last knew, Brownstown was up at the half, 14-13 over Paoli.
Yep, and that's the one Greg just texted me. So Braxton Dean is in for the kick, and there's the kick. It's a short, low kick across the ground. Took a huge bounce, fielded at the 40, and he runs his way forward back across the 50, and the Tell City Marksmen are going to start their drive. 1st and 10 on the Lions' 49-yard line. And another score update from Greg here is the Milan has the lead over West Washington 20-0. So tough game over there for the Senators tonight.
That was almost an onside kick in a way.
That's kind of what it looked like, and it just took a massive bounce and was fielded at the 40, returned for about 11 yards, and that's the kid that keeps dropping interceptions. Tell City back to the line here. Fort Wendell under center with Beaver and Case Bolt in the backfield. And there's the snap to Fort Wendell. He hands it off to Beaver, who bounces his way forward, and they're going to mark him down, I think. And he's slow to get up. That's not good for the... That's going to be a 5-yard pickup there for the Marksman, and his shoulder is in some pain there.
He's been taking a beating all night. In the last drive, every play, he's getting up a little slower.
That's number 10, Braxton Beaver. He does pick up 5 yards, but does fall, unfortunately, on his shoulder, and it looked like he was in some pain.
Yeah, laying in a weird way on your shoulder.
Yep.
No shoulder pads.
I'll tell you all about that.
Yeah, I'm sure you can.
I've had 2 surgeries because of that. So 2nd and 5 for the Marksmen here on the Lions 44. They come back to line. Fort Wendell under center, Beaver and Case Bolt in the backfield. I expect this to be a handoff to Case Bolt. And there's a snap, and no, they hand it off to Beaver up the middle, who still fights his way forward. He picks up the first down, I think. Let's see. Are they going to give it to him? Yep, he picks up the first down, so another 5-yard carry there for Beaver, down to the Lions 39, and another first down for the Marksmen.
We have 5:20 remaining here in the first half.
Couple other score updates here. Madison is up 6-3 on Scottsburg, and Martinsville is up 28-6 over Silver Creek. Milan has scored again and has taken a 27-0 lead over West Washington. Fort Wendell under center. And there's a snap handoff to Case Bolt around the right side, who cuts it back across the middle, has some room to run, and a big blocker ahead of him, and he fights his way down to the 25-yard line. So that's going to be a gain of 14 for Case Bolt and a first down for the Marksmen. Down to the Lions' 25-yard line, 4:55, and there's a flag on the play. Nope, it's not a flag. Yeah, it is. What's our flag for? Face mask.
Face mask on Salem.
So that's going to give the Marksmen another 5 yards. So that's going to put them 1st and 10 on the Lions' 20-yard line. 4:55 to go here in the second quarter. The Lions lead 16-15 over the Marksmen.
Yeah, as the season went on, Brandon, I've kind of noticed Salem, we have a problem wrapping up real high up around the shoulder pads.
Tell City back to line. Fort Wendell under center. Beaver and Case Bolt in the backfield. Terry in motion. There's a snap handoff to Beaver, who is dragging the Lions defenders, and he fights his way forward, picks up about 7 yards, so that's going to bring up a 2nd and 3 for the Marksmen on the Lions' 13-yard line. Center Grove now has the lead over Jeff, 38-0, so the Center Grove, is it the Tigers? No, I don't remember. I don't either, but they're giving the Red Devils some work down there. And Greenwood's up 28-0 over B&M. 2nd and 3 for the Marksmen. They come back to the line. Fort Wendell under center. Case Bolt and Beaver. There's a handoff to Beaver, and he fights his way forward. I think he gets the first down. He's down to the 7, I believe. It's going to be a first down for Tell City, and he's going to take it down to the 7-yard line, 8-yard line? The 7-yard line. So it's going to be a 1st and goal with 7 yards to go here for Tell City. 3:55 to go here in the second quarter. Lions lead 16-15. Fort Wendell under center with Beaver and Case Bolt in the backfield. There's the snap to Fort Wendell. He hands it off to Case Bolt, who cuts it back across the middle. Gets wrapped up from the Lions from behind and pushed backwards, but he does pick up about 3 yards, I believe, down to the 5-yard line.
There's about 3 or 4 Lions that did wrap Case Bolt up on that play.
There goes the Trojans. We knew that. Thank you, Becky. So it's going to be a 2-yard pickup there for the Marksmen down to the 6-yard line. 2nd and goal with 6 yards to go. And Providence is up 21-3 over Forest Park, and Castle has a 14-7 lead over Floyd. Fort Wendell under center. There's a snap. He hands it off to Beaver, and there's a flag on the play. It's going to be, I believe, an illegal motion on the Marksmen, so that's going to send them back 5 yards back to the 11. And it's going to be 2nd and goal now with 11 yards to go, Zach.
Yeah, that's not a good situation when you have goal to go and you're past 10 yards.
No, it is not. So 2nd and goal with 11 yards to go here for the Marksmen. They break the huddle, come back to the line. Fort Wendell under center with Beaver and Case Bolt in the backfield. And they're waiting for the play clock to reset. So now Fort Wendell back under center with Beaver and Case Bolt in the backfield. And Terry in motion. There's a snap handoff to Terry around the left side. He's got some blocking and a hole to run through, and he's going to fight his way into the end zone. And that's going to be an 11-yard pickup for Landon Terry and a touchdown for the Tell City Marksmen. And it looks like Tell City, we did see them kick the PAT the first rush down, but it looks like they're going to match Salem and go for 2 now.
I expect we'll see that as the night progresses.
I believe you are correct. So,
playing chess.
Yep. Why play chess when the other team's playing checkers?
I'm not good at either.
Chess is complicated.
Yeah, it is.
I learned it in 5th grade from Mr. Crane. Prayers go out to that family as they lost Mrs. Crane. But Fort Wendell under center, Beaver and Case Bolt in the backfield. Terry in motion. There's a snap and a handoff to Case Bolt, and he walked into the end zone. We have not seen that play yet. It was a motion to the right, handoff to the left, and there was nobody from the Lions expecting that. So now the Tell City Marksmen have taken the lead over 23-16 with 2:45 to go, and we will be back after a short commercial break.
At Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, we're good at insurance, but not just any insurance. We're good at...
No.
Did you forget the parking brake? Yes, you forgot the parking brake. Insurance. When the forecast calls for cheese ball size hail insurance. Even shouldn't have parked under that tree. Insurance. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
Call your Washington County Farm Bureau agent, Jason Petmeyer, at 812-620-8923.
And we are back here at the Legion Field on 97.9 WSLM, the WSLM Sports Zone, where the Tell City Marksmen are hosting your Salem Lions tonight. And now Tell City has just taken the lead over again, 23-16, with 2:45 to go here before halftime. And it has been a great half of football here.
It has been a very good half.
And there's the kick from Noble. It's going to be a low kick. Bounces between the legs of a Lion, fielded by Noah Deaton about the 22-yard line, and he is upended at the 26-yard line. So it's a 4-yard pickup on the return there, and the Lions will start their drive here, first and 10 on their own 26-yard line.
It'll be interesting to see how Salem responds, especially with Tell City getting the ball after the half.
Yeah, you don't want to go down 2 scores to a team like this. You know, Tell City's played great football. The Lions have played great football. And now let's see what they can do. Mole comes back under center, Deaton and Dent in the backfield, first and 10 on their own 26. There's the snap to Mole. He hands off to Dent up the middle, who has a big hole, breaks the tackle, bounces around another one, and is being brought down finally from behind after a... Well, what is it, 24 plus 3, 27-yard pickup for the Lions down to the Tell City 47-yard line. And Lions quickly back to the line before the chains are set. Mole under center, Deaton and Dent in the backfield. There's a snap, and Mole's going to toss it out right to Dent. And he's going to bounce it back across the middle and be brought down after a short 5-yard gain, 4-yard gain. What are they going to mark him at here, Zach? It's going to be a 5-yard gain for Logan Dent, a 4-yard gain for Logan Dent, down to the 38 or the 42-yard line.
Then it looks like he's getting tired.
Yep. He's ran the ball hard. So it's a second and short 6 yards.
Yeah, Dent's already at 79 rushing yards.
He's having a great game. Second and short 6 for the Lions here. Mole in gun with Dent on his left. And there's a snap. Fake handoff to Dent. Mole's going to keep it. He runs through up the middle. And he's met by a group of marksmen, but he does get the first down, it looks like, down to the 36-yard line. So that is going to be a 6-yard pickup there, exactly what he needed. So it's going to be a first and 10 for the Lions now on the 36-yard line.
You know, Brandon, other than clock management, I think this drive, taking care of the ball, is the most important thing.
Absolutely. You don't want to turn this back over here before halftime. So Mole breaks the huddle, comes back to the line, in gun with Dent on his left.
1:45 left here in the half.
First and 10. And there's a snap to Mole. He drops back to throw. Quick route out to Braxton, and it bounces off the ground, and it's going to fall incomplete. The intended receiver was Braxton Dean. Mole could not connect with him. So it's going to make up second and 10 with 1:39 to go here before halftime.
You know, there's a 5-yard cushion on him, on the receiver, and they just couldn't connect, you know.
Well, Mole's thrown every ball high. He overcompensated for that one and threw it low.
Yeah, they're just not really connecting here in this game like they normally do.
Yep, he just threw it straight into the dirt there. Lions back to line, second and 10 on the Marksman 36. Mole under center, Deaton and Dent in the backfield. There's a snap, toss out right to Deaton. We saw him score earlier on this play. And Deaton is chased down from behind and tripped up at the 29-yard line. So that's going to be a 7-yard pickup, I believe, right? Is that right? 7-yard pickup there for Noah Deaton on the run down to the Lions 29, or the Marksman 29. And we do have a timeout, so we will step aside for a short commercial break.
After a joint surgery, injury, or illness, Meadowview and Salem Crossing are the best choices for helping you recover. Our Moving Forward Rehabilitation Program offers a full range of therapy. We're here to help you return home safely with the skills you need to live life on your own terms. Meadowview and Salem Crossing, 2 great options for your rehabilitation. To learn more, visit asccare.com or call 888-996-8272.
And we are back here at Legion Field on 97.9 WSLM, the WSLM Sports Zone. And the Marksmen still hold the lead over the Lions, 23-16, but the Lions are moving the ball here with 1:33 to go here before halftime. The Lions have just taken their first time out of the half here on third and short 3 yards. Mole comes out in gun with Dent on his left, Deaton on his right. And there's a snap to Mole. He fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, spins his way forward, gets the first down to the 24-yard line. So it's going to be a 5-yard carry there for number 1, Adam Mole, down to the 24-yard line. So,
you know, Brandon, it's been interesting. His defense is getting wore out for Tell City.
Yes, they are. So Mole comes back, brings his team back to line, under center, Deaton and Dent in the backfield. And there's a snap. Mole's going to toss it out left to Deaton. He's got some room to run, but he breaks the tackle on the left side, cuts it up, and does pick up 10 plus more. He's down to about the, what are they going to mark him at? The 12? The 12? The 12-yard line, so that's going to be a gain of 12 for Noah Deaton. Couple big runs from him on this drive here.
He's already at his average. He's already got 38 yards this game.
That gives the Lions another first down here. Mole comes out under center, 1st and 10, Deaton and Dent in the backfield. And there's a snap, and he's going to hand off to Dent underneath, and he didn't really have anywhere to go. He does pick up about 3 yards down to the 9. So it's going to be 2nd and 7 for the Lions on the Marksmen 9-yard line. And with 39 seconds to go here, the Lions still trail 23-16. Mole back in gun, Deaton and Dent on the backfield. There's a snap. Mole's going to hand it off to Karasmore on the left. There is a stoppage in play, and it is an illegal shift or a false start on the Lions. So that's going to set them back another 5 yards and put them ball back down to the 14-yard line. So now that's going to be a 2nd and, what is that, about 13, Zach?
5 yards down? Yeah.
Yep, so 2nd and 13 there now for the Lions on the 14-yard line. They can't get a first down without scoring. Mole brings his team back to line in gun. Dent on the right, Dent on the left, Deaton on the right. There's a snap, and handoff to Karasmore on the left, and he is brought down in the backfield, and it's going to be a loss of 2 yards there, so that's going to bring up a 3rd and 16? 3rd and 15. They're back now to the 14, the 16, so it's going to be 3rd and 15 for the Lions. And there's a timeout by the Lions, and we will step aside for a short commercial break, and we will be right back.
Congress is poised to pass a bill to keep AM radio in cars, but time is running out. 82 million Americans risk losing the news, sports, talk, traffic, and vital emergency information they rely on. Text AM to 52886 and tell Congress to pass this bill now.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text STOP to STOP.
This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
And we are back here on 97.9 WSLM on the WSLM Sports Zone with Brandon and Zach as we bring you the game tonight from Tell City, where the Lions are on the road visiting the Marksmen at Legion Field. Not at Tell City High School, but at Legion Field.
We got a heck of a ball game here.
We have got a barn burner with 17 seconds in the first half, and Mole is under center with Deaton and Dent in the backfield. There's a snap, toss out right to Deaton, and he's getting chased, but he's got some room, and he's brought down. He's going to get out of bounds, so that is good, down to the 12, so it's going to be a 4-yard pickup there for Noah Deaton, and it's going to be 4th and 10. 4th and 11, we'll call it. 4th and 10, with 11 seconds to go here. Ball on the 11, and this is a huge play here for the Lions.
Yeah, the one good thing they have going for them, if they don't get it, there's not a whole lot of time, but you need to score, especially with Tell City getting the ball in the
got to go to the end zone here. So here we go. Mole in gun, Dent on his left. And there's the snap. He fakes the handoff. He drops back to throw, and he throws it into the end zone where it's knocked down in the end zone. Intended receiver was Braxton Dean, and that's going to bring a 4th down turnover for the Lions, and that's going to put the Marksmen 1st and 10 on their own 12-yard line, 11-yard line. Where are they going to mark it here? The 11-yard line. So I believe this will probably be a knee, and they'll take the half here up 7. and they do get the ball after the second half. They are lined up in victory formation, so they are going to take a knee here. I guess I shouldn't say victory formation. I should say take a knee formation. And there's a snap, and Tell City takes the knee, and that's going to send us to halftime here down at Tell City, Indiana, where the Salem Lions are on the road tonight, but they trail 23-16 at halftime to the Marksmen. We will hear our halftime show, and we will be back shortly.
Are we going to hear from Coach Leasing?
Yeah, we are going to hear from Coach Leasing, actually. You're right. Zoe's getting everything figured out down here.
This is probably the most enjoyable first half of football I have seen so far this season.
This has been a great game. 7-point game at halftime, hard fought on both teams, and the Lions, they've got a great matchup tonight with the Marksmen.
This is a dogfight.
Yep. And the Coach Gleason is making his way across the field here. We will hear a few words from him quickly, and then we will let him get to his team. Let's see here, when are they going to...
Last update, I still have 14-13 Brownstown.
Yep, I think that's going to be an even tighter game than this one.
And the winner of this game will host the winner of that game.
Yes, we believe.
We believe.
All right, Zoe's giving Coach Gleason the stuff here. Let's see. Coach Gleason, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Hard-fought half of football from your guys. What are you excited for here in the second half?
Well, we got to figure out a way to stop them. I mean, they're just running fullback dive right down our throat and power. I don't know what the answer is, but we got to figure something out to try to get their running game stopped. I mean, we didn't stop them the whole time, and they stopped us once, and then they stopped us there at the end of the half, which didn't help. So now we got to kick off to them.
Coach Gleason, we've seen a couple times in the last few weeks high tackles from the Lions, which resulted in face masks. Are you going to get to your guys at halftime and tell them to start hitting lower?
No, we need to hit with pads. We don't need to reach. We got to hit with our pads.
I agree there, Coach Gleason. Thank you. So at halftime here, the Marksmen lead the Lions 23-16. We will have our halftime show, and we will be back right after with some stats.
It's time for the Commissioner's Corner, an exclusive weekly conversation about Indiana high school sports with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. Now for an up-to-the-minute report about what's happening in the constantly changing world of high school sports, here's Coach Bob Lovell with Commissioner Paul Neidig.
Welcome back, everyone. We're glad you can join us for another conversation with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. And Paul, it's fall. We have a lot going on. I mean, we always know that when you and I talk each week, we have tournaments, especially now wrapping up fall sports. And so clearly it's a very busy schedule. We have the sectionals for football starting this weekend, volleyball regionals, soccer semi-state, tennis individual championships, cross-country regionals. What did I leave out? And it's going to be a busy, busy weekend.
Well, you covered it all, Coach, but it is a busy weekend, but like I said, it's busy for a lot of people. Our farmers are out there putting grain in the grain bins, and they're working their tails off, and our coaches are doing the same, trying to get their teams ready to have some tournament success here after a great regular season. And it's a busy time of the year, but it's so much fun. It's so much fun for families and kids and coaches and communities.
I will tell you, those young men and women who live on farms in our state, and there are quite a few kids, I'm not sure how they find the time to do all the things they do, to help the family farm and do the things they're supposed to do and compete at the highest level in our state. It's one of the cool things. Makes you really proud to be a part of high school sports in our state, knowing that kids like that are out there battling and doing all they can to have fun and win games after all the things that they do work-wise with the family.
It is, Coach. It's about the community. I mean, these kids grow up in the fabric of the community, and the old Indiana legends of having a goal on the side of a barn, learning how to play a game of basketball is true. I mean, I've played on those goals, and my friends have played on those goals, and I drive around the state. They're still out there, and that's what is so special about Indiana that I hope we never take away. It's about community matters first, and giving these kids an opportunity to grow up in a community that supports them is really, really important.
As I mentioned earlier, we're playing football this we have sectionals, for 1 through 4A this week, and special time of year. 5 and 6 obviously have the bye, and they'll start next week in the semifinals. But we're at that point where we are now going to be playing on Friday night. Paul Condry and I many times have mentioned he thinks winning a sectional in football is the hardest championship to win in the IHSAA because of all various factors. You got to win on the road, grading periods, all kinds of things factor into it. So it is a very, very difficult championship to acquire for teams.
It is, Coach, and sometimes we've got several teams that are awful good in that sectional based on the geographic location of them, and so you have the competition aspect, but then all those other things that you just mentioned are part of it too. And I don't disagree with Coach or Paul Condry and yourself. I do think it's a tough tournament to win, and you got to be at your best. Those kids have been coached up and they've learned, and hopefully the injuries haven't mounted and they're ready to make a run. But, at the end of the day, we're going to celebrate 6 state champions. We're not going to celebrate 12 or 15 or any of the rest. There's going to be 6, and they've got to get through that tournament all the way through to Lucas Oil Stadium.
As we speak, we are out now practicing. Our winter sports are getting ready to open up their seasons. They're beginning their practice sessions as we speak.
That's right, Coach. Girls basketball has begun. Girls wrestling has begun. And we're just around the corner from swimming starting off here and boys wrestling. And obviously boys and boys basketball.
There's a lot going on. As always, get out, support your local student athletes this week for not just football, but for everything else involved. And we always encourage you, take the time to be good sports about it. Sportsmanship is important. It's a great lesson to teach our kids. Join us next week again for Paul Neidig as we continue the IHSAA athletic season. Commissioner, thanks so much. Have a great week.
Thanks, Coach, and we'll talk to you next week.
Thanks for listening to the Commissioner's Corner with IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig and Coach Bob Lovell. And thank you for your continued support of the high schools in your community.
The Washington County Republican Party wants you to exercise your right to vote in the upcoming November general election. Please consider these local, state, and national candidates for your choice on November the 5th. Elect your local Republican candidates. Washington County Clerk Stephanie Rocky, Washington County Treasurer Nancy Coates, Washington County Coroner Shonda Keltner, Washington County Surveyor Emily Rodman, Commissioner District 1 Philip Marshall, Commissioner District 3 Anthony Cardwell, County Council at Large 3 seats Brad Gilbert, Todd Armstrong, and Mark Bubba Abbott. Elect your Indiana Republican candidate, President Donald J. Trump, U.S. Senator Jim Banks, U.S. Representative Aaron Houchin, Governor Mike Braun, Attorney General Todd Rokita, State Representative District 65 Chris May, State Representative District 69 Jim Lucas, State Representative District 70 Karen Engelman. Early voting is underway at the Washington County Judicial Center. Call 812-883-5748, or you can vote between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. on Tuesday, November the 5th. Either way, please be sure to exercise your right to vote. Vote on November the 5th and make a difference. Vote Republican for Washington County, Indiana, and our nation. This ad is paid and approved by the Washington County Republican Party.
The Chacaroni is back. Get the extra cheesy, extra pepperoni pizza with extra large slices only from Papa John's. A pizza so big, you're going to have to share it. We're talking 8 boldy, shacky, stacky slices. It all starts with Papa John's fresh, never frozen original dough and stretched into an extra large pizza. Then it's topped with extra cheese and extra pepperoni for that ooey gooey, peppy, pleasy taste. Order one today online or with your Papa John's app, or call the Salem location at 812-883-3369. Each Chacaroni pizza is $12.99. Remember, better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. Better get you some Papa John's today by calling Reese at the Salem store at 812-883-3369.
The City of Salem Park and Recreation Department is planning Biddy Ball, Basketball, and Winter League for the coming months. Sign-ups will be at the Park and Rec office in Salem City Hall through October the 31st. For additional information, contact Tom Folk at 812-883-2895 or stop by the office in City Hall. Save the date for the Halloween Boo Bash 2024, coming up at the Stevens Museum in Salem on Saturday, October the 26th from 5 to 6:15 p.m. Bring your kids to trick-or-treat and talk to the
like to participate, call 812-620-7271 or email wslmradio@gmail.com for more information.
Sprained ankle, swollen joints, and no time for an appointment? Schneck Medical Center has you covered. Visit our orthopedic walk-in clinic for expert care. Our specialists provide fast attention to a number of bone and joint problems. No appointment necessary. Available Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 11:30 a.m. For more information, visit schneckmed.org. Schneck, healthy together.
Hoosier fans, join Indiana football at Memorial Stadium as head coach Kurt Signetti leads your Hoosiers into action on Saturday, October 26th against the Washington Huskies. Purchase your tickets today for all remaining home games this fall by calling 812-855-4006 or by visiting IUHoosiers.com. Cheer on the Hoosiers to victory and help pack the rock. Go IU.
What a weekend for Purdue basketball. They're the all-time leader in Big Ten titles.
He's cooking today.
And they play right here all year long. You don't want to miss a single game of Boiler Bowl this season.
He's got quick through hands.
What a weekend to be a Boilermaker. The Purdue Boilermakers play here.
Give Du Bois County Tire a call. Big or small, they service all. They have the name brand tires, you know, to keep you cruising on down the road. They got tires for private needs. They even got them for your farm machine. You can call them day or night. Du Bois County Tires does it right. Big or small, we service all. Du Bois County Tires.
Now through October 31st, get up to $160 back by mail on a Firestone Visa prepaid card. Get $60 when you buy a set of 4 eligible Firestone tires. Get an additional $100 when you make an eligible tire purchase with your CFNA credit card. Available at Washington County Tire Shop in Salem. Subject to credit approval, restrictions apply. See Washington County Tire Shop or FirestoneRewards.com for details.
Big and small, we service all. Du Bois County Tires.
Got land? Want cash? Vital Farms is here to help. Become an egg farmer and we'll set you up with our best-in-class support team. Teach you egg farming our way and compensate you fairly for the eggs you produce. Call 844-494-VITAL today to learn how you can transform tree-filled or underutilized land into cash flow for your family. Again, our number is 844-494-VITAL or apply online at vitalfarms.com/farmers.
When you want to honor your loved one, you choose someone you can trust. Marshall Monuments, Southern Indiana's monument experts. In their 78 years of community service, Marshall Monuments has provided excellence and experience and continues to take pride in workmanship and guarantees satisfaction in the final product. Whether you're looking for a custom monument, stones, or mausoleums or military markers, Marshall Monuments not only services all of Kentuckiana, but can come to you when you can't make the trip to the local office. Corey Churchman and the staff at Marshall Monuments do everything by hand and stand by the quality of their work. When you're dealing with Marshall Monuments in Salem, you're working with expert craftsmanship and specially trained stone artisans. Call or text today at 812-412-2014 for a free estimate and to set up an appointment to see their quality work. Or stop by the shop at 106 South Water Street in Salem, Indiana. Top quality stonework at hometown prices.
And we are back here at Victory Field here. Legion Field, excuse me, I'm getting messed up here. We are back here at Legion Field in Tell City, Indiana, where the Marksmen are up 23-16 on your Salem Lions. We are closing in here on about 4 minutes till kickoff. Brandon, that was a good half of football.
It was. You know, we have really not seen Really, we have not called a close game at halftime this season one way or the other, but tonight's a good game here.
Yeah, I would agree here. Real quick, I'm going to dive in and do some stats, get that out of the way for us.
Larry is our unofficial stat guy, but he does his best what he can.
Let's see, we got Adam Mull on 5 attempts, has 34 yards. Completion-wise, through the air, he is, let me find it, 1 for 7, 14% passing, 33 yards. That one completion was the touchdown to Karis Moore. It was a fantastic catch by Karis Moore. The workload for the Salem Lions, Dent, he is 82 yards on the half on 10 carries, 8.2 yards a carry. And then a name that's usually not called is Deaton. He's carried the ball here, let me find it, 5 times in this half, over his average of 42 yards this game, with 8.4 yards a carry. That is the stats for your Salem Lions. As it totals up, we have 160 yards on the ground and 33 through the air. For the Marksmen, we have number 10, Beaver. He has 79 yards on 15 attempts, just a touch over 5 yards a carry. And then, let me get it pulled up here. Number 27, Case Bolt, has 63 yards on 9 attempts, averaging 7 yards a carry. And then number 22, Perry, has 11 yards on 2 carries. And then there is 1 completion for the Marksmen for a total of a yard.
Is that all the stats you got, Zach?
That's what I have temporarily till we get to the end of the game.
All right, so some other score updates we've got from around the area is Milan now leads the Senators of West Washington 30-0. The Center Grove Trojans have a big lead over Jeffersonville 59-0. Evansville North leads New Albany 14-0. East Central holds a 35-0 lead over Seymour, and Martinsville holds a 42-6 lead over Silver Creek. So some great games in the area right now. And let's see if we've got anything else. At halftime, North Harrison had still a 7-0 lead over Indian Creek. Madison led the Scottsburg Warriors 6-3 at halftime. And is that it? Indian Creek only ran 12 plays in the first half.
That's crazy.
So that obviously is a slow-moving game over there. Again, Brownstown had a 14-13 lead over Paoli. And at the end of the third, Brownstown held a 28-25 lead over Paoli.
Man, we got a close game down there.
That is a great game over there at Brownstown.
Like we said, we believe either Salem or Tennessee would host. But either way, the winner of this game plays the winner of Paoli Brownstown.
Yep.
Great game over there. Real quick, as we look towards the second half, I'd like to see Salem play 4 hard quarters. You know, we haven't come out of halftime really strong all season, maybe North Harrison. I would like to see some adjustments on the Braxton Dean, Adam Mull duo. There is yet to be a completion between those two. Those two are usually on the money.
Yep.
And there has, I believe, been 5 lead changes in this game already.
Yeah, it's been kind of a back-and-forth game, really. And one thing you mentioned is Salem playing 4 quarters of hard-fought football. They're going to have to against this team. They're already down 7. And if they come out flat, this game's going to get out of hand quick.
Especially kicking the ball off to the Marksmen.
Yep, absolutely. So we are getting set here for the second half between the Salem Lions and the Tell City Marksmen. We appreciate you guys all tuning in to 97.9 WSLM, the WSLM Sports Zone, the home of your Salem Lions. And they have got the signals from the... Nope, hang on.
We're waiting. The horn is blue.
There's the signal from the ref, and Braxton Dean runs up to kick, and there's the kick. It's a short kick, bounces at the 40, fielded at the 35, returned across the 40, across the 45, being pushed from behind. There's a Lion jumping on the pile, and that's going to be a 12-yard return there for Tell City, and that's going to bring up a 1st and 10 for the Marksmen on their own 47-yard line.
You know, Brandon, that was kind of scary there. They usually throw a flag when somebody jumps on a pile like that.
Yeah, that was number 63, Braxton Backus, I believe. Yep, Braxton Backus for the Lions, who jumped on the pile. And you're right, that could have been a flag quick. Tell City wanted one, but they didn't give it. So the Marksmen come out in gun formation with Fort Wendell in the gun formation. There's a snap, handoff to Casebolt, cuts it across the middle, meets Noah Dalton at the line of scrimmage, and does not go anywhere. So it is a first. Well, no, they're going to give him a yard. So it is a 1-yard pickup there for Casebolt down to the 48-yard line. So the Marksmen now have a 2nd and long 9 here.
Real quick, Brandon, you brought up a flag. Both teams have 3 penalties. Tell City has 20 yards worth of penalties, and Salem has 15.
So the Marksmen come back to the line here. Fort Wendell under center with Beaver and Casebolt in the backfield. 1 wide receiver outright. And there's the motion from Terry. Handoff to Casebolt around the left side, and he breaks a tackle, fights his way forward down to the Lions' 44-yard line. So that is going to be a 8-yard pickup there for Casebolt, and that's the same play we saw in the 2-point conversion. Motion right, handoff left.
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't given the ball to their big guy Beaver yet.
Yep, I think it's coming on 3rd and 1 here. I almost guarantee you this is going to be a Braxton Beaver run here. So Fort Wendell back under center, Beaver and Casebolt in the backfield. And there's the snap, handoff to Beaver up the middle, and he fights his way forward, picks up 4 and the first down to the Lions' 40-yard line, and that is a 1st and 10 for the Marksmen.
We have 10:20 left here in the 3rd quarter, 23-16.
Update from Brownstown. Brownstown now has taken a 35-25 lead over Paoli. Again, great game up there at Brownstown tonight.
That's the closest game Brownstown's really been in all season.
Yeah.
Like this far in.
Paoli as well.
Yeah.
1st and 10 for the Marksmen on the Lions 40. Fort Wendell under center, Beaver and Casebolt in the backfield. And there's the snap and the handoff to Casebolt around the right side, who bounces it out right, breaks the tackle, fights his way forward, picks up 5 yards, and that's going to be a 5-yard pickup on 1st down for Brandon Casebolt, and bring up a 2nd and 5 for the Marksmen. Already down to 9:30 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Tell City still has a 23-16 lead.
Tell City has slowed down their tempo a little bit here on this first drive in the second half.
So they break the huddle, come to line, 2nd and 5 on the Lions 35. Fort Wendell under center with Beaver and Casebolt in the backfield. And Fort Wendell's letting the clock run down. Some clock management here from the Marksmen.
Honestly, not bad. Thank you, really.
There's the snap, handoff to Beaver up the middle, and he picks up 4. So that's going to be a 3rd and 1 for the Marksmen down at the Lions' 31-yard line. Normally you don't see a team running the clock down like this in the 3rd quarter, but they have the lead. Why not?
You can't really blame them.
No.
And if they're gaining 3-4 yards a carry, 4 times 3 is 12. That's a first down every.
Fort Wendell breaks the huddle, comes back to the line. Beaver in the backfield with Casebolt. 3rd and 1 on the Lions 31. And Terry in motion. There's a snap, handoff to Beaver. He fights his way forward. There's the ball out, and it was recovered by the Lions. Are they going to mark him down? No, it's going to be Lions football here, and that's going to be a bad, untimely turnover for the Marksmen.
Recovered by number 1, Adam Mull for the Lions.
So that is going to be a 1st and 10 for Salem on their own 27-yard line.
Who was carrying the ball that play?
I think it was Beaver. And he does kind of carry it loose. I'm not going to lie to you. That's the second time we've seen it come out. Once he was down. Second time he was not down. So Lions quickly come to line. 1st and 10 on their own 27. Mull in gun, Dent on his left. And there's the snap to Mull. He fakes the handoff to Dent. Hands around Deaton around the left side. And there's a flag on the play. And Deaton was stopped at the line of scrimmage. And it's a holding on the Lions, I believe. Let's see here. It's against the Lions. I do know that. I think it's holding. Yep, holding on the Lions, so that's going to set them back 10 yards. Tell City declined the penalty.
You don't see that very often in that situation.
So instead of 1st and 20, they're taking a 2nd and 10. Interesting play call there, or decision there, from from the coaching staff here at Tell City.
They have to have a reasoning for it.
Yeah, Lions back to line. Dent in the backfield with Mole in shotgun. There's a snap and spin around. Mole's going to keep it. He runs forward, picks up the first down, and fights his way forward down to the 40. And I think that right there is why you take the penalty.
Yeah, instead of a 1st and 10 getting the first down right at the sticks, you would have been 2nd and 10.
Yeah. So it's a 12-yard pickup there for Adam Mole and a Lions first down to their own 40-yard line. I think that decision there is going to come back to haunt them, Zach.
I'm sure they had a reasoning for it, but I can't figure out why.
Yeah. So Mole comes out under center, 1st and 10 on their own 40. Dayton and Dent in the backfield. Karras Moore in motion. There's a snap, toss out left to Dent. And he finds a hole, runs through it, breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle, breaks a 3rd tackle, breaks a 4th tackle, and he breaks his way down to the 35-yard line. So big 25-yard pickup there for number 4, Logan Dent. And that's going to set the Lions up 1st and 10 on the Tell City 35.
You know, I am pleasantly surprised at how fired up Salem has came out in the second half.
They did not come out flat. They came out better, honestly, than they did the first half, and they're excited to be here. So Lions come back to line, 1st and 10 on the Tell City 35. Mole in gun, Dent on his left. And there's the snap. He hands it off to Dent around the left side, and he runs into Tell City players, breaks a tackle from him, and makes his way down to the 32. So it is a 3-yard pickup there for Logan Dent. And, Zach, I still can't get over them declining that holding penalty.
I don't know what.
I guess he just trusted his defense.
That would be the only reasonable explanation.
Especially with a lead like this, I think I'd set him back.
That's what you'd think. I don't know.
I don't understand that play call at all.
6:50 here in the 3rd quarter. Tell City up 23-16 on the Lions.
Mole back in gun with Dent on his left. 2 wide receivers out left. Deaton on the right. There's a snap. Fake handoff to Dent. Mole's going to roll out left, looking to throw it across the middle, and it's intercepted by number 23, I believe. Yep, number 23, Byron Meserve for the Marksmen, and that's just a terrible mistake there from Adam Mole.
Yeah, that was an untimely interception there by the Lions.
Threw into double coverage with really no chance of that being complete, and just the Tell City DB made a great play on it.
Yeah, the passing game really hasn't been established for Salem.
No, it is not. We've, one completion, one for 6, 1 for 7. I think that's a good play call. It's just you got to make a better throw than that.
Yeah.
So Tell City takes over 1st and 10. Not really sure what's happening over there.
There's a Tell City player running over to the Salem sideline, still running back to the huddle.
Got something from the sideline. I don't know if it was a mouthpiece or what.
Now he's running back to the Tell City sideline.
Not sure what's going on here. But, Tell City has made the sub. But now Tell City has a 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line with 6:35 to go here in the 3rd. They lead 23-16. They're back under center, Fort Wendell under center with Beaver and Case Bolt in the backfield. And there's the snap. Terry in motion. There's a snap handoff to Terry around the left side, and he's got some blockers in front of him, and he's bouncing it out left, and he fights off a defender for a couple yards, picks up about 7 down to the 30-yard line. So that's going to bring up a 2nd and 6 yards. It's going to be down to the 29, so it's going to be 2nd and 4 for the Marksmen. And I'll tell you what, Zach, I'm watching this game, and I can tell you what's going to beat Salem, and if the quarterback, Fort Wendell, pulls the ball out of Beaver's hand and takes off down the sideline with it.
Yeah, I've been watching him, too. He's been carrying out his read, but he hasn't pulled it yet.
Fort Wendell under center, Terry in motion. There's a snap, handoff to Beaver up the middle, and he fights his way forward, breaks a couple tackles, is dragging Lions down to the 43-yard line, and that's going to be a 14-yard pickup there for Braxton Beaver and give Tell City a first down to their own 43-yard line.
Yeah, that was a 14-yard carry to bounce back, his last carry being that critical fumble.
Yeah, and I think he took that to heart because he drugged Lions defenders for about 10 yards there.
6:10 left in the 3rd quarter. Still 23-16 Tell City.
They come back to line. Fort Wendell under center. Beaver and Case Bolt in the backfield. 1 wide receiver out left. There's the snap. Terry in motion. There's a snap. Fort Wendell. He hands it off to Case Bolt around the right side, and he fights his way forward before being brought down by Jacob Metz at the 49-yard line. So he's going to pick up about 6 yards there and bring up a 2nd and 4 for the Marksmen on their own 49. And I have a feeling that this coach is smart enough that if he is going to tell Fort Wendell to pull the ball, and he is going to be running down the sideline by himself.
How many yards was that, or who had that last carry?
That was Case Bolt for 6 yards. So Fort Wendell under center, Beaver and Case Bolt in the backfield. And there's the snap. He hands it off to Case Bolt around the right, who cuts it back across the middle. He gets the first down and fights his way forward. He does pick up the first down plus some down to the Lions' 44-yard line. So that is about a 7-yard pickup there. No, he's down to the 45, so it's a 6-yard pickup there for Case Bolt and another first down for the Marksmen.
The last update I have on Brownstown Paoli is 28-25.
It's 35-25.
35-25.
Yeah, Brownstown has the lead. That's the one Greg texted me earlier.
Okay, I trust that more than I do this.
Yeah, that's the one Greg texted me. So Marksman back to the line here. Fort Wendell under center. Beaver and Case Bolt in the backfield. And there's the snap. Handoff to Beaver up the middle. He is just running Lions over. He picks up 5 yards down to the Lions 40. So that's going to be a 2nd and 5 now for the Marksmen on the Lions 40-yard line. And that kid runs hard.
Yes, I got to give credit to him. He is running very hard. He is a 6'2", 221-pound senior, leaving it all on the field.
Fort Wendell back under center. Beaver and Case Bolt in the backfield. Beaver looks tired. Terry in motion. There's a snap. Handoff to Beaver, who runs over a Lion, fights his way forward down to the 35-yard line, right where the stick's at. Let's see if they give it to him or not.
You can tell Beaver's getting tired. He's slower getting up every play. He's limping around a little bit. And whenever he carries the ball, he's running more vertically with it, up and down.
Yep, first down. So they did give Tell City the first down there. So it's 1st and 10, Tell City now, on the Lions' 35-yard line. Update, Paoli now trails Brownstown 42-35.
Still a good game.
Fort Wendell under center, Beaver and Case Bolt in the backfield. Terry in motion, there's a snap, handoff to Case Bolt around the left, and he's met at the line of scrimmage and swung down. So it's going to be a no-yard gain there for Case Bolt. And that's going to bring up a 2nd and 10, and this is kind of unfamiliar territory for Tell City tonight.
Both teams really haven't played a game this close throughout the whole game as we just approach 3:20 left here in the third quarter. Still a 7-point game, 23-16. Tell City over Salem. Both teams really, Tell City's been in a couple close games. We've been in one, really, but not throughout.
Fort Wendell brings his team back to the line. Beaver and Case Bolt in the backfield. And there's the snap. He hands it off to Beaver up the middle, and he fights his way forward for 5 and was landed on by a Lion. He's already getting up slow, so that's probably not going to be good. They're going to give him 5. So down to the Lions 30, and that kid keeps getting up slower and slower every time he runs the ball.
Yeah, he's carried the ball 20 times already in this game, averaging 5.6 yards a carry. So he's right on target.
Yeah.
These last 3 carries been 5-5-5.
Yep. So now 3rd and 5 on the Lions 30. Fort Wendell brings his team to the line. We're not really sure what's going on here. They're trying to figure it out as well.
They're barking out, the quarterback's barking out.
They're changing the play at the line. So Fort Wendell under center. There's the timeout from Tell City, I believe. Yep, that's going to be the first timeout for Tell City of the second half. With 2:19 to go here in the third quarter, the Marksmen lead your Lions 23-16, and we will be back after a short commercial break.
At Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, we're good at insurance, but not just any insurance. We're good at...
No.
Did you forget the parking brake? Yes, you forgot the parking brake. Insurance. When the forecast calls for cheese ball size tail insurance. Even shouldn't have parked under that tree. Insurance. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
Call your Washington County Farm Bureau agent, Jason Petmeyer, at 812-620-8923.
And we are back here at Legion Field on 97.9 WSLM, where the Salem Lions are currently trailing the Tell City Marksmen 23-16 with 2:19 to go in the third quarter. Tell City has the ball on the Lions' 30-yard line, 3rd and 5. And the Lions look to get a big stop here as Fort Wendell, the quarterback, goes under center with Beaver and Case Bolt in the backfield. And Terry in motion, there's a snap, and he hands it off to Beaver up the middle, who runs over a Lion.
He got knocked down kind of awkwardly.
Yeah. He fought his way forward for 4, so that's going to be a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to give the Marksmen a 4th and big-time 1 yard here for the Marksmen, and this is where football gets exciting, Zach.
Yeah, less than 2 minutes in the third quarter, 4th and 1.
7-point lead, minute 50 to go here in the third quarter, 4th and 1. The fans are getting into it here. Fort Wendell lines up under center. Beaver and Case Bolt in the backfield. And there is the snap, and Beaver's going to take it. He's going to pick up the first down. He's going to get an extra yard, I believe. So he's going to be, where are they marking it?
They're putting him right at the stick.
That's a terrible spot. No, they're going to give him the yard. So it is going to be a 2-yard pickup there for Beaver and down to the 24-yard line, and that's going to be a first down for Tell City. And I think anybody who's watched about 2 minutes of this game could have known where the ball was going.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect anything less. The way Beaver's, 5.4 yards a carry.
Yeah.
Do the math. 5.4 yards a carry, 2 yards, a yard a game. Yep. That's simple math there.
Tell City back to line, 1st and 10 on the Lions' 24. Fort Wendell under center, Case Bolt and Beaver in the backfield. And there's the snap, and handoff to Case Bolt around the right side. He cuts it back up the middle, runs into Karras Moore, who brings him down at the 20. So that's going to be a 4-yard pickup there for Case Bolt. And we're now nearing 1 minute to go here in the third quarter, and Tell City still has the lead, 23-16. Lions look to get a big stop here on this 2nd and 6.
This was a fast
quarter.
Yeah.
No stoppages, really. We had the turnover, and that's it.
And the one flag, there was the decline.
Yep. So 2nd and 6 for Tell City. Fort Wendell under center, Case Bolt, and Beaver in the backfield. There's a snap and handoff to Beaver. And he
kind of slipped down on that play.
Yeah, it looked like his legs just kind of gave out from under him.
You can tell he's getting tired.
Yep. So he picks up 1. So it is a 1-yard pickup there for Beaver down to the Lions' 19. So that brings up a 3rd and 5. Line to gain is the 14-yard line.
Whether we win or lose tomorrow, Beaver's going to be feeling this game tomorrow.
Absolutely. Yep, he's gotten his work in. And it looks like Tell City may take a timeout here. Or are they just waiting?
There's 10 seconds left.
Oh, okay, so that's going to be the end of the third quarter. You're right, that quarter got away fast. So at the end of the third quarter, the Tell City Marksmen still have the lead 23-16 over your Salem Lions. We will step aside for a commercial break, and we will be right back.
Let's get on our feet and give a big hand to the starting lineup at McDonald's here in Salem. The quarter pounder is coming on the field. Filet of fish and those golden delicious fries are warming up on the sideline. And now for the feature star of the night, the Big Mac. You'll score every time with a hot, fresh meal from McDonald's in Salem, whether you're there for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Take a time out and stop by before or after the big game to check out their all-day breakfast menu or value menu. Download the McDonald's app and you can get great deals on delicious tastes all day long. You'll score every time with the wife and kids when you make a touchdown at the Golden Arches right here in Salem. And don't forget, McDonald's has gift cards so you can give that great fresh taste all season long.
And we are back in a score update. Providence now leads Forest Park 31-3. So here over at Legion Field in Tell City, the Marksmen lead the Lions 23-16. They have a 3rd and 5 with 12 minutes to go in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, it is the start of a new quarter.
Yeah.
This is a big 3rd down for Salem. If we come up with a stop, if we can stop them 2 more plays, this ball game's going to get real interesting.
Yep. So Tell City comes to the huddle. We did not see them really huddle in the first half, but in the second half they've really slowed things down.
You can tell they're just trying to chew the time off the clock. They're snapping the ball 10 seconds or less on the play clock.
So here they come back to the line. Lions defense looks ready. Fort Wendell under center with Casebolt and Beaver in the backfield. Wide receiver out wide right. There's a snap. Hand off to Casebolt, who cuts it up the middle. Meets a Lion at the line of scrimmage. Gains no yards. And are they going to mark him for a loss?
No, he's at the line.
Yep. Well, kind of. Halfway to the line, basically. So it's going to be a 4th and 5, and they're bringing in their field goal unit.
This is going to be an interesting...
So for the ones at home, you can't see the field. It's a grass field. Good playing surface. It's just a little muddy right now from the rain last night. And they're in for to kick a 35-yard field goal. In to kick is number 44, Jake Noble, on this 4th and 5. Kick is being held at the 25.
They're putting faith in this leg.
And there's a snap to Noble. If the kick is up, and it looks
good.
Short, and it's no good.
Lined up dead center.
Yeah, it was dead center of the goalpost. He just didn't get it there. So the Lions now take over the ball at 1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line. They trail by 7 with 11:07 to go here, and this game just got even more exciting.
This is the most fun game that I know I've called today.
Yes, absolutely. You know, Zach, you've only been doing this season, but this is definitely the most exciting game. So the Lions come to line, Mull under center with Deaton and Dent in the backfield. There's the snap, and it's a handoff to Dent up the middle. He breaks the tackle, fights his way forward down to the 30. So that is a 10-yard pickup, and let's see if they give him the first down. I guess they're going to give him the first down. So it's going to be first a 10-yard carry for Logan Dent and a first down. So the Lions now have 1st and 10 at the 30. Score update, Brownstown now leads 48 to, is it 25 or 35, Greg? Mull under center, Deaton and Dent in the backfield. There's a snap, handoff to Deaton up the middle, and he finds a hole to run through, and he drops, the ball got taken out of his hands, and Tell City kids running down the sideline. He starts 30, 25, knocked out of bounds at the 21-yard line, and the ball just kind of fell out of Noah Deaton's hands, and into a Tell City Marksmen kid, and he returned it back down to the 25-yard line, and that's a costly turnover there for the Lions.
And the crazy part about it is that it's his first turnover this whole season.
Yeah, we've talked about it maybe too much, and he has the fumble there, and he had a big run. He just got hit, and the ball just kind of came out.
So that puts Tell City 4 yards ahead of where they were when they kicked the field goal.
Yep, so Tell City now has the ball 1st and 10 on the Lions 21. Fort Wendell under center, Beaver and Casebolt in the backfield. And there's Terry in motion. There's a snap, hands it off to Beaver, who fights his way forward. Gets about 2 yards, I think. About 2 yards down to the 19. So update, score correction on the Brownstown game. Brownstown has the score, is up 42 to 35, 42 to 25 over Paoli. So they have a 17-point lead here in the 4th quarter.
We have a Tell City player that just fell down with an injury.
Looks like he was cramping. That's Beaver. So we're going to step aside for commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Drew and Johnson Scott here to tell you that American Family Insurance is committed to protecting your dream home so that your family has a place to share laughs, celebrations, and milestones, which is why their new homeowner discount rewards customers who have purchased a new home in the last 3 years with a discount on their homeowner's policy. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly.
Contact Rodney Bruff, agent at Rodney S. Bruff Agency Incorporated at 812-277-1400 today.
Discounted savings amounts and eligibility will vary. Some restrictions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin. Products not available in every state.
And we are back here. That was number 10, Braxton Beaver, that did fall down with the injury, but it looks like he's just cramping. They're getting him stretched out over the sideline.
Which is a big deal.
Yep.
He's getting 5 yards to carry.
Yep. So 2nd and 8 here for Tell City. Now there's Terry and Casebolt in the backfield. There's a snap, and it's a handoff to Terry, who's bouncing his way around. He's a patient runner and fights his way forward, and he does pick up, about 2 more yards? Yep, 2 more yards down to the 17-yard line. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and 6 for Tell City. Line to gain is the 11.
One other interesting thing they did have the press box do is they killed the play clock.
I'm guessing the refs are keeping it. I'm guessing it just wasn't running that smooth up here. So Tell City now has a 3rd and 6 on the Lions 17. Fort Wendell under center with Terry and Case Bolt in the backfield. And there's the snap to Fort Wendell. He hands it off to Case Bolt up the middle, who fights his way forward, gets a first down, and is dragging the Lions defense, still dragging forward. Finally brought down about the 3-yard line, 4-yard line, the 3-yard line. So that is going to be a 14-yard pickup there from Brandon Casebolt, who is a sophomore. This kid has a ton of potential ahead of him. So it was a 4-yard, so it was a 13-yard pickup there for Casebolt. But now the Tell City Marksmen have 1st and goal on the Lions' 4-yard line. And Fort Wendell lines up under center. Casebolt and Terry in the backfield. And there's a snap. He hands off to Casebolt, who walks into the end zone untouched. And that is going to be a touchdown for the Marksmen. And they're going to now extend their lead to 29-16 with 9:04 to go here in the 4th quarter, pending the extra point. And looks like they're sending out their PAT team to kick the PAT here.
Yeah, you can't really blame them doing that.
No, I completely understand it.
They're up 14.
Yeah, I understand it. So that is, I believe it's Jake Noble.
Number 44.
Yep, Jake Noble in for the extra point here. Number 15, Liam O'Malley in for the hold. And there's the snap to O'Malley. Hold it down, kick is up, and it looks good from here, and it is dead center. So that's going to extend the Marksmen's lead to 30-16, and we'll be back after a short commercial break.
At Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, we're good at insurance, but not just any insurance. We're good at...
No.
Did you forget the parking brake? Yes, you forgot the parking brake. Insurance.
When the forecast calls for cheeseball-sized tail insurance.
Even shouldn't have parked under that tree. Insurance. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
Call your Washington County Farm Bureau agent, Jason Petmeyer, at 812-620-8923.
And we are back here at Legion Field, where the Tell City Marksmen have now extended their lead to 30-16 with 9:04 to go here in the 4th quarter. It is 30-16, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, yeah, they just corrected.
Okay, so 30-16 on the scoreboard with 9:04 to go here in the 4th quarter, and Tell City's kickoff team is set to kick to the Lions. Back deep to receive for the Lions is Ponsford and Deaton. In to kick is number 44, Jake Noble. And if he had kicked his field goal like he kicked that PAT, it would have went in. So Noble is set to kick, and there's the kick. It's a low kick at the 30 and fielded by number 7, Karis Moore, down to the 31. So that is going to set up the Lions 1st and 10 on their own 31 here. And you said it during the break, Zach. If the Lions are going to do it, they got to do it now.
It is official. The winner of this game will play Brownstown.
Okay, so Brownstown did get the win. Lions come to the line, Mull under center, Deaton and Dent in the backfield, a receiver on the left, a receiver on the right. There's a snap, and toss left to Dent, who bounces it up the middle, finds a little hole to run, breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle, and makes his way down to the 44-yard line. So that's going to be a 13-yard pickup there for number 4, Logan Dent, and that's going to give the Lions a first down, and that's a great first play on this drive.
Yeah, that's what we need more of out of the Lions here. You know, clock's ticking away, 8:55 left.
Yep.
Down 2 scores. We got to get the tempo going, and you know they're going to come out and slow the play down.
Yep, so Mull lines up under center with Deaton and Dent in the backfield. Braxton Dean spread out wide right. Karis Moore in motion. There's a snap, toss out right to Dent, who cuts it back up the middle and is fighting his way forward. Breaks another tackle. He does make his way down to the Marksman 47, so that's going to be a 9-yard pickup there. And that is going to bring up second and a short 1 yard there for the Lions. Again, on the Marksman 47, 8:20 to go here in the 4th. Lions trail 30-16. Mole comes out under center. Deaton and Dent in the backfield. Braxton Deaton wide out right. There's a snap. Fake handoff to Deaton. Handoff to Dent, who gets dropped in the backfield. Great tackle by number 53, Ethan Schrainer of the Marksmen. And that's going to be a no-yard gain. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and 1 now for the Lions on the Marksmen 47.
7:50 left in this ball game. 30-16, Tell City over Salem.
Mole under center, Deaton and Dent in the backfield. There's a snap, quick pitch to Dent, who makes his way back up the middle for the first down before he's pushed backwards, but he is going to be down at the 43-yard line. So that's a first down for the Lions and a great and big run there, 4-yard pickup there for Logan Dent. That's going to give the Lions a first down now, down to the Tell City 43.
I tell you, Tell City's starting to get gassed out there.
Lions break the huddle, Mole under center, Deaton and Dent in the backfield. There's a snap, toss out right to Dent, and he cuts it up the middle, and he breaks the tackle, runs over a Marksman, where he's brought down at the 34. So that's going to be a 9-yard pickup there for Logan Dent, and that's going to bring up a 2nd and 1 now on the Tell City 34. It's getting cold outside, Zach. I can see my own breath.
Yeah, it's cooling off fast.
The windows are open here in the press box for cords, and it's getting a little chilly out here. So Mole under center, Deaton and Dent in the backfield. There's a snap and handoff to Deaton up the middle, who's trying to find a hole, has nowhere to run, is met in the backfield and stopped. So he's going to lose a yard there. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and 2 now for the Lions on the Tell City 35, and we have got to move.
Yeah, we have
6:45. 6:45 to go here in the 4th. Lions trail 30-16. But now they have a 3rd and 2 on the Tell City 35. Mole under center. There's a snap toss out left to Dent, who has nowhere to go and is stopped at the line of scrimmage for a no-yard gain. And now we've got 4th and 2 here.
You know, really, I think what happened, he bounced off his blocker and lost his footing on that wet turf and just fell down.
He just didn't really have anywhere to go. You know, Tell City made a great push up front, and now it's 4th and 2 for the Lions. Mole under center, Deaton and Dent in the backfield, a receiver on either side. And there's the hard count from Mole. There's a snap and a toss right to Dent. Same play, and he fights his way forward, and he gets the first down on a 3-yard pickup there, down to the 32. So that's going to give the Lions a new set of downs here on the 32-yard line, and
5:59 remaining in this ball game. Clock is going down.
5:55 to go. Lions still trail by 14, 30-16. Mole under center, Deaton and Dent in the backfield. And there's the snap to Mole. He tosses it left to Dent, and he cuts it up the middle, breaks the tackle, pushes his way forward, makes it his way down to the 26-yard line. So he picks up about 6 yards there. So that's going to bring up a 2nd and 4 for the Lions here on the Tell City 26-yard line. But we're already down under 5.5 minutes to go here, and the Lions are going to have to move.
Yeah, and Dent's starting to slow down a lot, too.
So Mole comes out under center. Deaton the lone back. There's a snap, toss out right to Karis Moore, who's looking to throw, and he throws it deep. It's to Braxton Dean, intercepted at the 5-yard line, and returned down the left sideline with plenty of room to run. He breaks the tackle, makes his way back down to the 40, so that is going to be a costly interception there for the Lions, and that's going to set up Tell City 1st and 10 on their own 40 here with 5:01 to go. The Tell City Marksmen lead your Salem Lions 30-16, and that might have done it.
Yeah, 5:01 remaining in this ball game, down 14. It's not impossible for Salem, but it's dang near close.
I don't know what that flag was for. It was on the Lions, I think.
It was declined, whatever it was.
Yeah, whatever it was on the Lions. But another score update, Madison beat Scottsburg 13-10.
They beat the Warriors twice this year in close ball games.
So the Marksmen come out under center with looks like Terry and Case Bolt in the backfield. There's the snap to Fort Wendell. He hands it off to Case Bolt, who runs up the middle, is fighting his way forward, breaking tackles. He makes his way down to the 38-yard line of the Lions. So that's a big 22-yard carry there for Brandon Case Bolt. And that gives Tell City a first down, and now the ball in the Lions' territory.
Yeah, and you could tell Salem almost looked like they were defeated there after that run.
Yep. IU basketball beat Marion 106-64 today. Big win for the Hoosiers basketball team, looking to get a big win tomorrow on the football field. Tell City now taking their time as they should. Under 4:30 to go here. Tell City leads 30-16. They come out under center. Fort Wendell under center with Terry and Case Bolt in the backfield. There's a snap handoff to Case Bolt up the middle, and he fights his way forward for about 4 yards down to the 35, I think. And that's going to bring up a 2nd and 6 for the Marksmen.
Yeah, we're probably going to see a lot of Case Bolt now that Beavers is standing on the sideline.
I don't know if their coach is scared to let their quarterback run it, but I'm telling you, if he runs this right now, he's going for 35 yards.
I've been watching that all night.
He's been
running.
He carries out his fake. He just never keeps it. So Fort Wendell under center with Terry and Case Bolt in the backfield. He lets the clock wind down. This is a scary game when you can't see the play clock.
Yeah.
And there's the snap to Fort Wendell. He hands it off to Case Bolt up the middle. And he doesn't really have anywhere to go. He does pick up about 4 yards there, 3 yards. So it's going to be down to about 4 yard pickup there, down to the 31. So it's going to bring up a 3rd and what looks like an extremely long 2 yards there.
3:15 remaining in this ball game. 30-16, Tell City over Salem.
And Tell City comes back to the line. Fort Wendell under center. The new running back in, that's number 2, Lucas Beller. And there's the snap to, the hard count. They got the Lions, and that's going to give Tell City a 1st down. We do have a new back in the backfield. That's number 2, Lucas Beyer. It's dark in here, and the L's look like I's, and the I's look like L's.
And that is a offsides, not a false start.
Is that what I said?
You said offside. Yeah,
I meant offside. My fault. So that's going to bring up a 1st and 10 for Tell City now on the Lions' 26-yard line with 2:55 to go here, and I think Tell City can pretty much run the clock out.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot Salem can do. I mean, we have 2 timeouts. But
Fort Wendell back under center, Case Bolt and Beyer in the backfield. And there's the snap to Fort Wendell. He hands it off to Case Bolt up the middle, who fights his way forward for, 5 yards?
Yeah, that's right.
I can't really see where these lines are getting all mashed up. Can't really see them. Yep, 5 yard pickup there down to the 21. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 5 for the Marksmen. We'll snap this next one with under 2 minutes to go here.
A 1st down will pretty much do everything but put this game away.
Yep. So as we near the 2 minute mark here, the Lions still trail 30-16. Tell City has 2nd and 5 from Fort Wendell under center. There's a snap handoff to Case Bolt up the middle. Gets the 1st down, plus a couple extra, down to the 15, I believe. So down to the 14-yard line. So that's going to be a 7-yard pickup there for Brandon Case Bolt, and that puts us down to 1:45, and that's probably going to do it. A couple more snaps here, I'm sure. We have timeouts, but I'm assuming we'll just probably take knees here.
Yeah, 2 timeouts.
Down 14 with 1:30 to go.
There's not a whole lot we can do.
Yep. Tell City's letting the clock run down. So they break the huddle, and they come to the line in victory formation. Salem will probably use their timeout to sub their seniors out, I'm guessing. And there's a snap to Fort Wendell. He takes the knee. Salem does take the timeout, and they will be subbing out their seniors.
And real quick, the seniors for the Lions are number 1, Adam Mull, number 6, Noah Deaton, number 25, Noah Lee, number 32, Seth Consford, number 52, Brady Briscoe, number 55, Noah Dalton, and number 63, Braxton Button.
So that was a 1-yard loss technically for Tell City, so that brings up now 2nd and 11, not that it really matters. Minute 15 to go here in the 4th quarter. Tell City still holds their their lead 30-16. They have the ball on the 15-yard line. They line up under center for the knee here. No, they're lining up to run the play. There's a snap. Fort Wendell hands it off to Terry, who bounces it up the middle, fights his way forward for about 8 yards, 7 yards.
And we have...
Salem takes another timeout with a minute 3 to go here. Sorry for the language in the background, the clock operator. So we've got a minute 7 to go. Salem has taken another timeout to sub out some seniors. And Tell City is going to use this timeout, so we're going to actually take a step aside and take a short break, and we'll be right back.
Sprained ankle, swollen joints, and no time for an appointment? Schneck Medical Center has you covered. Visit our orthopedic walk-in clinic for expert care. Our specialists provide fast attention to a number of bone and joint problems. No appointment necessary. Available Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 11:30 a.m. For more information, visit schneckmed.org. Schneck, healthy together.
And we are back here at Legion Field in Tell City, Indiana, with a minute 7 left in this ball game as Tell City is up on the Salem Lions, 30-16. This game's pretty well everything but over, Brandon. They're coming out. Looks like they're going to run another play.
Yep, Fort Wendell under center with, I think, Terry and Casebold in the backfield, maybe. And there's now Fort Wendell. He hands off to Casebold up the middle. Fights his way forward, gets the first down to about the 2-yard line, and the clock will stop for the chain. So that was going to be another Tell City first down, and that was about a 6-yard pickup there for number 27, Brandon Casebolt, and that's going to be pretty much it, I believe. We're down to a minute now.
We'll get 2 snaps left.
Yep, 2 snaps, and they'll take knees. I doubt that they'll score here. Nope, they're in victory formation. So after a hard-fought season for the Salem Lions, it will now come to an end down here at Tell City, where they are going to fall to the Tell City Marksmen 30-16. The Lions' final record on the year will be 5-6, and
that pretty well does it. The play clock's longer than the game clock.
Yep, so that knee's going to do it. Tell City, great football team down here at Tell City. Great hard-fought game for them.
We believe they will be the host against the Brownstown Central Braves in the Sectional 40 championship game.
I'm going to go ahead and say that I'm going to assume Brownstown's probably going to win that game.
You
never know what's going to go on.
You never know.
But you don't want to say it too early, but Brownstown does have a great football program after beating an undefeated Paoli team tonight.
Yeah, Reed May's got a good program out there.
And then I believe the winner of this one will most likely play South Vermilion.
Again, we're thinking way out.
Yeah,
anything's possible.
I think South Vermilion's the only team in their sectional that's got a winning record.
I don't remember. But as the teams are shaking hands, I will run through real quick and give you your stats as we wait for a word from Coach Gleasing. Adam Mull had 6 attempts, 46 yards. Passing, he had 1 completion on 7 attempts and an interception, 1 touchdown through the air.
Along with 2 interceptions, 1 interception.
1 interception.
Karis Moore threw an interception as well.
And then Dent had 164 yards on 21 attempts, 7.8 yards a carry. Deaton had a touchdown along with 1 fumble and 41 yards on 7 attempts. And Karis Moore had 2 yards on 2 attempts. For Tell City, Casebolt had 2 touchdowns, 162 yards on 26 attempts, averaging 6.2 a carry. Beaver had 1 fumble, 1 touchdown, 121 yards on 24 attempts, 5 yards exact per carry. Terry had a touchdown 3 attempts for 7 yards, 1 pass attempt for the Marksmen for 1 yard. Tell City had 316 yards on the ground, 1 yard through the air, and Salem had 253 yards on the ground and 33 yards through the air. You know, Brandon, I'm going to kind of say it how it is. If it wasn't for the costly fumble and the costly interception, we might be saying different things right now.
Yeah, there was a couple big mistakes from the Lions there, and like you said, those turnovers. But when it came down to it, honestly, Tell City just played better football than we did.
Yes.
In the second half, they managed the clock pretty much the whole half and just kind of held their control that they had and did what they needed to do.
Yeah, and I will give credit to Salem. They came out very good in the third quarter. In the fourth quarter, we just kind of laid flat.
Yeah, the Lions, it almost seemed like after Tell City had that drive going there before the end of the third quarter, and then they scored in the fourth quarter and went up 14, it almost looked like the Lions kind of accepted that they were going to lose and just never really seemed like they wanted to win.
After that interception and then that long run, we just played flat. They almost had the we lost mentality to it.
Yeah, absolutely. You come into it, you're down 7 going into halftime. You come out in halftime, and they got a defensive stop on the first drive. No, they didn't. What happened? No, they fumbled. Tell City fumbled.
Yeah.
They got a defensive stop, and then Salem turned around and gave the ball right back to them. And then Tell City took a long drive, punched one in. Lions turned around and gave it back to them again, and that was pretty much the story of the second half there.
Yeah, and really the biggest thing to me that kind of surprised me is Braxton Dean and Adam Mold never really synced up at all tonight. There was not a completion to Braxton Dean, and he's usually the primary target.
No, the only completion was kind of a broken play that Adam just threw one into the back of the end zone, and Karis Moore made a great catch on there in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. Defender in his face, went up, caught the ball. They call it high pointing. He just went up and kind of high pointed the ball and came down with it, and that was one of the touchdowns for the Lions. And then the second touchdown was a Noah Deaton run around the right end. But other than that, we had some big plays, just not when we needed them.
That's all you can really say about this game. I will say this has been the most fun football game that I think I've watched all season, other than North Harrison. That was a fun game.
Yeah, this was definitely the hardest fought game, I think, between both teams that we saw, because North Harrison kind of looked awful in that first game. But both teams looked good tonight. It's just, unfortunately, Salem came up on the short stick there with the loss. Again, we know that Tell City plays Brownstown. We think it's at Tell City. I don't know, Zach, can you get any word from one of these guys up here from Tell City if they have any idea? I'll mute your mic here if you want to ask somebody.
The rule right here states for the championship, host team will be played. Host team will be the team that has played the most away games. If both have played the same number of away games, bottom team on the bracket shall host. Both have played one home, one away, and this game was the bottom of the bracket.
So Tell City should be hosting Brownstown next week, and obviously they've got a great Brownstown team coming in here on the road, and that's going to be a long drive. That's a 2-hour drive.
Yeah.
Down to Tell City for the Braves. Again, follow that game. That's going to be a good one. And I don't know if we have any other score updates, but some other stuff we've got going on this weekend is number 13 IU. Number 13 IU is at Michigan State tomorrow at 3:30. Also got word from Zoe just now. She's made a friend with a worm on the football field. She found a worm on the sideline, and now she's befriended that worm. But
real quick, Brandon, a couple score updates I have. Martinsville is up in the fourth quarter over Silver Creek. They pretty much handled that game, 49-13. And Milan's pretty well handled West Washington.
That game's over.
30-0.
Greg just texted me 37-6. Milan beat the Senators.
So football's done in Washington County.
Yep. Providence did defeat Forest Park 31-13. One score update I really want is North Harrison, because that was a close game earlier there. Let's see here. Mid-Southern Conference. Let's see what they've got posted. North Harrison does beat Indian Creek 14-8. So North Harrison and Madison will match up for the title of Sectional 31. Sectional 48, Providence will be playing somebody, and I'm not sure who it is. Martinsville beats Silver Creek. Milan beats West Washington. So that's going to be pretty much the end of those. Let's see here if there's any scores on John Harrell that we can give. We're still waiting for Coach Gleasing. We appreciate you guys sticking around here with us, and there's very few scores in from around the state.
And if you guys have not had enough of Brandon and I tonight, we will be on a little bit with Bob Lovell on the Indiana Sports Network. We are not exactly sure when we will be on, but we should be on with them.
Linton beat South Vermilion.
Really?
38-6. Are we sure that's the right team there? Is South Vermilion the one that's really good?
Linton's a good team, too.
Yeah, but South Vermilion was rolling everybody. Yeah, South Vermilion, that gets their first loss of the year.
Same boat Paoli was in tonight.
I stand corrected. The winner of this sectional will not play the winner of South Vermilion. It looks like the winner of this sectional will either play Linton or Greencastle, which Greencastle comes into that game 5-6, and Linton's a solid football team.
Greencastle's pretty. I think they've had to compete in all the games.
Yeah, Linton's 9-2. The Lions are making their way across the field as soon as Mr. Wade Swift gets out of our way here. Hey, some of us work, you're right, but I'm not one of us. Zoe's making her way across the field slowly to Coach Gleasing. See if there's any other score updates. Zionsville beat Carmel, I think I just saw. North Decatur beat Eastern Green 35-0. Westfield beat Harrison West Lafayette 49-0. Warren Central extends their winning streak. They win 39-0. I think that's about it, Zach.
You know, one thing that will be interesting to see play out.
Hang on, there's Coach Gleasing. Coach Gleasing, can you hear us?
Yes.
Hey, Coach Gleasing, great season from you. Obviously, the team couldn't hold on in the second half there, but what do you look forward to next season moving on?
Well, obviously we had a good group of seniors that really helped establish a program here that, you know, it's always tough when a new coach comes in and changes everything, you know, from 2 years ago. And those guys bought in, and we went from 3 wins last year to 5 this year, and gave a pretty good fight tonight. I think the other team was just a lot bigger and stronger than us up front, and we had a tough time with their number 10 and their backs. They're a good football team, and you know, we have nothing to hang our heads about. We just, you know, we turn the ball over too much, but we got nothing to hang our heads about. I thought we played hard.
Yeah, Coach Gleasing, I think that's about all we've got for you. We don't have too many questions, but we appreciate it, and great season, Coach.
Well, thank you very much for covering us, and, you know, we'll get better for next year.
Absolutely. We'll see you next season, Coach Gleasing.
Thank you.
So, for the end of the Lions football season, I don't know really what else to say. Zach, do you?
You know, on a personal level, I'd like to thank you, Brandon, for giving me this opportunity this season. This is not a situation I really found myself to be in. You know me, I'm kind of a quiet person.
Zach refused to do this for months. And then I kind of just told him, hey, I need you for this, and he showed up. So
he told me there'd be food, and he said he'd pay for the gas.
Yeah, I drove everywhere. We got a pizza, I think, one day. Well, we did get IU tickets. So, but yeah, it worked out for us in the end.
But unless something changes drastically, I'm going to speak for you too, but I think we both plan on doing this next year.
Yep, as long as Becky doesn't fire us between the off season now and then.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Greg and Becky for all they do.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, you know, they make it pretty easy for us. They update all the equipment stuff weekly. We just kind of drop it off. We pick it up. We drive to the game, plug it in, talk for a little bit, and do the same thing the next week.
It took us a couple weeks to figure out how to get the equipment the way it needed to be, but we got it figured out.
The last 3 weeks, Zach and I have plugged in every cord correctly
on the first try.
On the first try without needing to look at any pictures. And for those of you that don't know what the WSLM equipment is, we've got about 8 cords probably.
I don't know.
3 boxes, stuff to plug in everywhere. But again, shout out to WSLM, Becky and Greg. They run a great system over there at WSLM. We're always appreciative of them. We're appreciative of them allowing us to do these games. And, of course, we appreciate you guys out there who listen to us week in and week out, whether we're on the road or at home. We try to do our best for you. We could be more perfect, I'm sure, but we appreciate you guys listening in and out every week. And, Zach, do you have anything else to say?
Like I said, if you are not tired of listening to Brandon and I yet, we should be on tonight on the Indiana Sports Network with Bob Lovell. I'm not exactly sure when we'll be on.
We'll probably just call in from the parking lot because service is kind of spotty between Tell City and Salem. So we will probably call into the Indiana Sports Network, do a little talking on their radio show before we head out here tonight. But also we want to appreciate my girlfriend Zoe, who every week goes down to the field and does the on-field interviews with Coach Gleasing. She doesn't have to do it. She chooses to do so. Not really. I kind of threw her into this role, and she hasn't looked back. So we appreciate her as well, spending every Friday night with us, making the sideline coach interviews come true. But, again, we appreciate everybody for listening. Is Indiana Sports Network on WSLN?
Yes, it transfers. They just transfer the whole program over. They shouldn't have to touch their dial.
Okay, so you can stay here. Don't touch your dial per Zach. He listens to the radio station every week, so you can stay here, listen to me and Zach on the Bob Lovell Indiana Sports Network. And I think for now, that's pretty much it for us, Zach.
Yeah, I don't have really anything to say. Tell City advances to play Brownstown next week. They improved to 6-5. Salem finishes their season 5-6.
And Brownstown obviously is going to be a team to watch, number 3 in the state. They beat number 6. They'll probably move up. But, again, we appreciate you guys for listening. Zach, do you have anything else? You got that thinking face on right now. I've seen that face before, and it usually gets us in trouble.
No, not really. I just got to say that's it for us until the 2025 season of the Lions.
Yep, so that brings your 2024 Salem High School football season to an end. The Lions in their season 5-6. Zach and I, hopefully, as long as Becky doesn't put us on the free agent list, we will be back next year to stay with you and call the games again. We appreciate you all for listening. Have a great off season, and God bless everybody.